Talk Live.
Hey, it's Free Talk Live. You're invited to join us here. The toll-free number, should you wish to take control of the airwaves, it's 855-450, free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Also, we've got the Discord on-air call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. That is where you can call in and sound almost like you're sitting here in the studio with us. So feel free to jump in there, and you can talk about anything that you want. With you in the studio here tonight, it's Ian,
Derek J.,
and Steven Zeiler.
You guys drove all the way across New Hampshire
in a snowstorm,
Portsmouth,
across the country.
You drove across the country?
New Hampshire.
Oh. Not yet. I appreciate the optimism.
All the way over across 101.
From the East Coast to the far west.
From sea to shining sea.
From the window.
Yes, and you made it. Thank goodness.
Yes.
And we were actually out and about today, too. We drove over to Taco Biondo. Those of us here in the Keene area, we went to a cryptocurrency meetup at a really cool place that takes crypto. But we're going to talk about some interesting stuff here tonight, including a police chief in Seattle who has been arrested for prostitution. That is on the way. I guess he wasn't the prostitute, but we'll get into the story here. That is coming up. Plus, Stephen, you want to discuss AI tonight. Artificial intelligence, I presume?
Artificial intelligence. I want to tell the listeners 3 sentences about what is artificial intelligence.
Very interesting. All right, so we're going to get into that. Of course, you can bring up anything that happens to be on your mind here tonight. Plus, let's see. There's this dictionary, the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It's sort of like the big dictionary out there, right?
Isn't that the one?
That is a big, it's certainly the one that a lot of people turn to.
What else
the
is there?
first English dictionary ever published in America.
Is that right? Well, they've named their word of the year is they.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I want to talk about this.
I am not a fan.
This makes me feel very strange.
It's not right.
It's very weird, and we're going to get into that coming up here. But let's start with the police chief. Let's get into the hard news.
From
so
Cairo 7 in Seattle, we've got Seattle police captain arrested in undercover vice operation. Oh, watch out for those vices. So this was
Turns out cops have vices, too.
Oh, no. Not
Surprise.
vices. Vices are not crimes. Title of a great book.
Really?
Yeah.
It does sound great.
Yeah.
Who wrote that book? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
In this case, is
agree.
the vice a crime? I don't think so.
No,
definitely
certainly not. But let's get into it. So
no victim, no crime.
This was a couple weeks ago, so this was published on November 24th, but I think it actually happened about a month ago. It happened mid-November, but it took a while for the information to trickle out. Like, they didn't report his name, and I wanted to know. I want to see the guy's picture, like they do with everybody else. Everybody else, they grab a picture of the mugshot. No, they've got his, captain photo, and he's looking all smiley in his uniform and tie. No, so 31-year veteran Seattle Police Department captain. So that means he's been on the force for 31 years. Not that he's 31 years old. He's 53. The captain was arrested by his fellow officers during a vice sting late Wednesday. Sting in an investigation of sexual exploitation.
Oh, is that what they call it there?
They're being exploited, Ian.
Ridiculous.
I think they're exploiting him. That's the problem.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're looking out for. I
For
wish.
money.
Yeah,
in the
they're
courts.
like, these broads charge too much. You're being exploited. According to several sources, 53-year-old veteran Seattle Police Captain Randall Woolery offered $40 to an undercover officer who was posing as a prostitute, and he was arrested on the spot.
Does it say what the $40 was for?
Can you guess? I mean,
I'm gonna
it
guess
doesn't
a BJ.
doesn't seem like enough for anything. I would think a standard
A
rate
hand
for that
job,
is
maybe.
Yeah.
okay. That could be
HJ or a BJ, maybe.
Yeah.
Or something even like spanking or something kinky that's just not even a big deal.
Could be.
Right,
Maybe you wanted
like
to
fully
see some
clothed.
feet pictures or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Well, I wish they got into the details of this, and maybe we'll find out later through court documents what actually transpired. But
yeah,
or hackers.
If the mainstream media bothers to go and actually dig that information
they
up.
haven't been. That's what's been so hard to get even the guy's name. This is the only publication that said his name, is from which I found.
Well, the police protect their own to some extent, and so it's usually that they don't release information about officers who've been charged until they absolutely have to.
Well, and he's a captain. So
right.
he was like
Wait, did
a
you
role
say
model.
chief or captain? I'm
Captain.
sorry. Captain. Okay, so that's like second to chief, basically.
I
this
think
guy,
so, yeah.
Yeah, he's very high up in the ranks.
Right.
Yeah.
Woolery was one of 5 men arrested in the Aurora sting. That's a street in Boston. And according to jail records, he was booked. Huh?
You said Boston. You meant Seattle.
Excuse me.
This is Seattle, right?
Yeah, it happened in Seattle. Gotcha. Sorry, just slip of the tongue.
Worries.
And according to jail records, he was booked and released in less than 30 minutes.
What about the other 4?
Probably not.
Just
I'm going to
curious.
have to guess that the other 4 probably stayed the night. Woolery works in...
Well, no, we can't keep a police captain in holding. I mean,
jail
he'll be
cell?
in there with the people that he's arrested, perhaps, right? So you can't put them in with the rest of the people, and the rest of the jail's full. So
also,
we gotta let him out.
he might get us fired if we mistreat him or don't let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it would just be bad for morale. You know, if you see the boss in a cell.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the underlings will get excited because there's an opening. You know?
Yeah. Hey, here's an opportunity.
Take the job.
Do they make a statement about prostitution or sex work from the police here?
I hope so, because I always love to hear these ridiculous statements about why this should be illegal and why it's so bad.
Well, let's frame it a little bit about this guy. Woolery, the one who was arrested, the captain, works in Seattle Police Department's Professional Standards Bureau, where he reviews officers' use of force. So he's reviewing other officers all the time. Woolery was also elected as a fire commissioner in Snohomish County Fire District 7, which manages 8 fire departments. So that's pretty cool. Good for him. He was elected. People like him. A spokesperson with the district directed questions to Seattle police. Quote, Seattle police arrested a 53-year-old SPD employee last night in an undercover vice operation in North Seattle, said a statement issued by Sergeant Sean Whitcomb. Quote, the employee was booked into King County Jail with a request for misdemeanor charges, and the information was forwarded to the Office of Police Accountability. The employee, a 31-year veteran assigned to the Professional Standards Bureau, has been placed on administrative leave.
Which means he gets paid.
Yeah, he gets paid, but he doesn't have
paid vacation.
He's not allowed to come to work. Yeah. Sources within the department told Cairo 7 Woolery was highly regarded as a role model of professionalism and was honored recently with an award for being an inspirational leader.
Well, you know, this is like...
He probably was.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the least offensive thing that a cop could get caught for doing. Right? I mean, if you think about the corruption out there amongst police departments, you've got cops murdering people, you've got cops raping people, using their position of so-called authority
shooting
to force
people?
themselves on women. Because we've heard about this, where they force themselves on women, like, oh, well, you better do what I say or else I'm going to take you to jail. In this case, he just offered her $40. So, like, he was actually pretty decent in this, all things considered.
It turns out it was a cop that he was propositioning.
Which is also interesting because it just goes to show how big the Seattle Police Department is. This guy's a captain, and he doesn't even know he's talking to one of his own agents.
Yeah, that's probably too big. Also,
she might have been up, you know, like in drag and like a
real
bunch
dolled
of,
up.
Yeah,
Could
dolled
be.
up with
but, I mean,
weird clothes.
I didn't check to see, but I know like Austin, Texas, where you're from, Stephen, and last time I looked had like 1,900 cops.
Wow.
Woof.
So, I mean, I suspect Seattle's probably on par with that.
One
Probably
person
about as
can
many.
only know 20 to 100 people
something
anyway.
Occurs to me, though, that the Portsmouth police chief was formerly a chief in Seattle. So this is like...
That is true.
Yeah. So the guy who's in charge of the police in my town
Well-
is from this jurisdiction.
Maybe this will
1,300
bring people
cops?
to question. You know, this guy is a community leader. Maybe they will question the law.
Yeah,
instead
the
of
reason
this
I
guy.
like this story is because, look, they said he's a good guy. And if he is a good guy, then maybe this isn't so bad.
Let's continue here. If you want to share your thoughts, you can. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Balance of Nature's fruit and veggie capsules contain 100% fine-ripened fruits and vegetables, tested pure with no pesticides, fillers, or additives of any kind, and are the most effective whole food supplements on the market today. Fruits and vegetables are on an average 85% water. Balance of Nature uses cold vacuum technology to remove the water, leaving only the whole food. We don't use any heat, air, or light drying methods that damage nutrients. Our cold vacuum technology maintains 99% of the fresh fruits and vegetables' original nutritional value. Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we will take an additional 35% off of your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FTL.
Business owners, you want more customers? Accept cryptocurrencies. There's people all around you just waiting to spend money at your store. If only you would take it. I know, you've been waiting till someone else makes it easy. Well, good news. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com adds Bitcoin to your point of sale. Totally free. Use the same equipment you already have, now with Bitcoin. And unlike credit cards, there's no fees. Let the guys at HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com bring new customers to your store. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com.
The Shire Free Church offers a sanctuary to those seeking an escape from state churches.
The Shire Free Church is an interfaith, diverse group of people that may not share identical theological beliefs. As a member in or minister of the Shire Free Church, you are a sovereign individual and may be the faith of your choice.
We don't claim to have all of the answers.
We are open to all peaceful people.
We want to learn from each other.
What unifies the Shire Free Church and its diverse members is peace,
love,
and liberty. There are many paths to God, one for every individual.
The Shire Free Church does not define a specific path beyond those parameters that must be your foundation.
Peace as your way.
Love as your guide.
And liberty as your light.
Learn more at church.shiresociety.com.
That's church.shiresociety.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You're invited to join us on the radio. You can take control of the airwaves here. Our number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm, and that's where you can sound almost like you're sitting here in the studio with us, and that us includes Ian,
Derek J.,
and Steven Zeiler.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, they say you'll be able to spend, earn, store, and exchange digital money in seconds. Divvy says you'll be able to send money around the globe in only a swipe and instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. There's no need to wait, though, as Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with their multi-tiered masternodes, allowing anyone to earn by supporting the Divvy network. When the new Divvy wallet launches, because of Divvy's relationship with Western Union, Divvy will be in 200 countries, including the United States. You can learn more at divvyproject.org. That's divvyproject.org. We're talking about the Seattle Police Department. One of the captains there in a department with over 1,300 officers. And I'm not sure if those are all uniformed officers or if that includes office staff, but it's a big department. Apparently, one of those officers is an undercover prostitute, stinging style officer who managed to sting the captain.
Yeah.
And they arrested him, charging him with a misdemeanor, and immediately let him out within moments of being booked in the King County Jail, I think it was.
He was there a whole half hour.
Yeah. That's just enough time to take his fingerprints and cut him loose, basically.
Yeah.
So
I looked up what could $40 get from a prostitute.
In Seattle or just
in Seattle.
generally?
It said it depends on your area, so
Yeah.
I don't know that they have the numbers for Seattle exactly,
Mm-hmm.
but they said a full hour is usually about 100. So
And is that
A
from
full
like a
hour of what?
Yeah, but okay, but there's also the
Time?
question is that, and look, I'm not an expert on prostitution, but there's the streetwalker kind of prostitute.
this was a streetwalker because
Right.
it was people who were all picked up from the same street. There was this major street
well, it's a
in
lot
Seattle.
easier to bust streetwalkers and street johns, if you will, than it is to bust what they call in-call and out-call. These are the girls or guys or whoever, the prostitutes that will visit either the person in their home or have the person come to visit them at like an office location or something like that. Those are a lot harder to
I
catch.
would bet the police don't even care about that kind because you don't see it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't care about that. It's like we got hookers on the street. We don't
Well,
want,
he only
we don't want
paid for
that.
24 minutes. If you take the average price and you calculate per hour, so that's
So it's
how
about on
long
it. Yeah.
the captain is expecting to last.
So here's the other thing.
24 minutes.
You have to ask yourself, is this the first time that Captain, what was his name, Woolery? Or
Woolery.
The chances are very low. This is the first
that
time.
this was his first time, yeah.
You know, he's a veteran on the job.
50 years, 30 years or whatever, 31 years.
He
But
was
he had to
probably
know they were doing
on
this
the-
sting.
Of course. Well, he probably was
No,
on the
not
beat
necessarily.
around these places for decades, hanging out with these prostitutes.
How would he not know? And if
He's
he was,
a captain. He may not know what what area of his department is doing. He may be like the daytime captain, and there may be a nighttime captain who's on at night, and he was looking for the girl at night.
Maybe
so he
he's
may
in a
not-
different part of the city. It's a large place. Like he would probably think, I'm going to go
no,
to a
because they're always in the same area. In every city, there's like the area where they
Well, what I'm saying
congregate.
is maybe his role in his part of town was a different part of town, so he goes to a place where he doesn't even interact. There's probably thousands of cops.
I'm betting, if he's been with the police department for over 30 years, that he was expecting if something went wrong, he would be fine. He's like,
And
look,
he
I
will
can
be fine.
Oh, yeah, he's correct. So I think that's probably the issue is he was like, he probably didn't expect it to make headlines. He would just get arrested and then
I
go
wonder
and
if
be like,
they're
"Oh."
even going to cut him off the squad. I wonder if he's going to lose his job over this. I mean,
No.
because normally, normally I would think he's not going to because he's a cop and they give their guys, latitude. I mean, we've seen them get away with murder and rape and things like that and continue on with relatively
But
no
it did make a
consequence.
major headline.
It made
It's
a
kind of
major headline.
embarrassing.
And it seems like whenever you see a cop get fired, it almost always has to do with some sort of sexual issue.
Well, but it's usually like a social justice thing.
Well, they were talking about this Vice group or this Vice sting was about preventing exploitation.
That's the claim.
Presumably, they believe that there are people in Seattle who are being exploited. And I could imagine that could be
Yeah,
true.
could very well be true.
There could be, what are they called? The guys
Sex
who,
slaves.
Yeah, but the ones who force them into slavery, the pimps.
I don't know if you could say all pimps are forcing women into slavery.
Not
though.
all of them, but
Yeah.
surely there are some who are
There
exploiting.
yeah.
I mean, that happens.
Definitely.
hope
And the police would know about that too. They would be the most aware.
I would hope that they would be the ones who are exploiting are the pimps. So I would say they shouldn't be doing undercover pretending to be prostitutes. They should be undercover pretending to be Johns. So they should, be like
Well, they do that too.
Yeah, but that's what they should only be doing, because then you invite the girl or the prostitute of whatever gender, and you're like, hey, are you okay? Are you safe, or are you in danger? You know, that would be a real service to the community.
Real service.
Yeah. Well, of course,
their thinking is that the demand is what's driving it. And they're saying, if we can stop the demand for prostitutes,
baloney.
And then that the prostitutes are actually like sex slaves, and that if they stopped, I think this is what they say, and this is what they're thinking.
What?
That if you stop the demand, it will stop the supply.
Yeah, but they
because that's
just not
always
gonna
worked.
Yeah.
They've totally been able to stop the demand for drugs and prostitution. Oh wait, no, they haven't even.
I think they're not. I think they're
demand.
mainly concerned about human trafficking. Right? Like,
That's what they claim.
Yeah.
But yet they don't do the things that would prove that were actually true.
Well, it's just because they're not good at doing their job. They're like
You think they're not smart enough?
They're
Like,
monopoly. Like
they're not creative
They don't have
enough?
to compete for money.
Yeah.
Like they've got a big boondoggle thing. Like they're just the best and brightest don't go there. They go into different fields.
And it probably just doesn't seem as fun as dressing up as a prostitute. So like someo's like, oh, I'll do
It's
that.
probably turning them all on dealing with these prostitutes.
Probably.
Who, the cops who are
cops.
soliciting them?
Horn dog cops.
The prostitute cops. It's just everyone involved.
They do seem to have a weird relationship, the prostitutes and the cops.
They're in the same
not-
class.
They're in the same class? What do you mean by that?
Blue collar workers.
Well, remember, there was also the story out of Florida earlier this year with the Patriots owner, I believe it was, who got busted in a what you would call a Jack Shack down there, a massage parlor where he was getting a bit of a happy ending to his massage.
Busted.
They busted him with undercover cameras
You didn't hear
that they had
that's
illegally set up in this business. So the business didn't know there were cameras that the cops had concealed in the business.
Wow, that's so wrong.
And they
messed
used
up.
subterfuge in order to, I think they called in like a bomb threat or something to the building. And then when the bomb squad went in, they placed undercover cameras in this this massage parlor and started recording
Yeah, what do you
video.
think their real subconscious motivation for this was?
to capture hours and hours of
Sex
video that
footage.
they can
Yeah,
watch.
that's exactly what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's why they like focus on arresting, strippers and things like that. I mean, there's cops that's their job.
They love it. They want
love
their
it.
hands all over
That's
'em.
right.
They're the most vulnerable people.
The toll-free number here, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. You want to comment on the police captain busted for soliciting a prostitute in Seattle? 855-450-FREE is our toll-free number, and you can join us on our Discord server at discord.lrn.fm. And this is Free Talk Live. Coming up, AI.
What good is living in a free society if you don't live a free life? Being stuck in a job, locked into a relationship, but you're not free to do what you want. I'm Caleb Jones, and I have taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create low-work, high-income businesses and how to date women under your terms. Watch our free, on-demand replay training with me so you can learn how to create location-independent income and date women the way you want. Go to alpha.freetalklive.com.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at shiresociety.com. That's shiresociety.com. Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You're invited to join us here. The toll-free number, 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. And good nutrition is key to looking and feeling great, but eating right all the time can be a challenge. Travel and work schedules can get in the way, or maybe you just don't have the desire or the time to shop and cook the right foods. Well, Balance of Nature can help. With just 3 of the Balance of Nature fruit capsules and 3 of their veggie capsules, you get 10 servings of fruits and vegetables, and that's a lot of nutrition. You can go online and become a preferred customer, which gives you the best pricing and free shipping, and then after your 3rd month, Balance of Nature will ship to you at no charge an additional set of fruits and veggies. So to get the deal, you go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FTL, like Free Talk Live. That's balanceofnature.com with code FTL. It's Ian, Derek, Jay, and Steven in the studio here tonight. Now, Derek, you've been telling us about a Seattle police captain who has been arrested. He's in his 50s. He's been on the squad there for 31 years and got caught for soliciting a prostitute.
Yeah, and now I want to know what's going to happen.
For 24 minutes.
And it was for $40 that he gave to
an undercover agent.
Undercover agent who was pretending to be a prostitute. And that's got me, looking up how much do escorts make and what do they charge for things, and there's all these stories about.
I imagine an escort makes more than a street girl. Your street girls are the kind of prostitutes, they're looking to score some heroin or coke or whatever.
That makes sense.
So they're going to do whatever they're going to do for half the rate of what you would pay an escort, as I understand it.
Yeah, because that's where all the jokes come from of girls who will do a lot for very little money out on the street.
Escorts are going to be a little more classy.
They're like a professional.
They might even live inside.
The way this girl is talking in this article, she says, I am investing a lot of money in myself this year.
Wait, which girl is this?
This is an escort that I just, now I'm searching online.
Oh, different article. Okay, this is unrelated to the... Gotcha.
Yeah, including breast implants and some facial surgery that'll feel more justified demanding higher prices. I'm planning on spending 20,000 Canadian, which is around 16,000 American, in cosmetic surgery this year, but I'm hoping to see my annual income increase by at least 15,000 per year thereafter. I don't like the amount of work involved with being independent, and I think the stress of maintaining a residence to work out of wouldn't be worth it. So she works with an agency, and like, there's all these trade-offs. Like, this is a real profession. These people are talking about it.
Sex work is work.
Yeah,
I mean, can you imagine how hard that work is? It's got to be very frustrating in a lot of ways.
Yeah, sex itself, even if it's not your work, it's work.
Yeah, right. And then you've got customers who expect certain things, and
well, hopefully you've got repeats.
You get paid.
You know, yeah.
This prostitution needs to be legal, and you were hoping that maybe this would lead to that conversation.
That
right?
was my point. Yeah, was when
In
I
Seattle.
read this, I was like, well, this is great because hopefully nothing happens to this guy. Whereas normally I want to see justice, and the shoe's on the other foot now, and I kind of am like, but I really want nothing to happen, and for this to be like, oh, remember 5 years ago when the captain was arrested? Like, let's get rid of this prostitution thing. It just doesn't seem like we need this law.
It would be sad that if it comes to that, that's what it takes.
That's what it's going to be. Is people are like, well, we always look the other way on this stuff, so let's just get rid of it. They're not going to come to a moral conclusion where they're like, oh, well, we've been wrong.
It's
this
wrong,
whole time.
and it's always been wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not going to happen.
Well, I just, I wish that it would happen for a different reason. I wish that, I think what realistically is going to occur here is the typical situation where he will apologize.
Well, this is what it looks like. Like what we would all, I think, hope happens where it becomes legal and safe and like a real job is happening. And this is the midway point where a captain is arrested for it and no one really cares.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And it'll be interesting to see how he handles this. Is he going to clam up? Is he going to make a public statement about how sorry he is? And is he married? So is he going to have to apologize to his wife as well? Is it going to be this whole mea culpa thing? Please let me keep my job. I'll take a demotion or whatever. Or is he going to say, you know what? I'm not sorry. I was trying to help this girl out. I was trying to help myself. And
oh, you're a dreamer. There's no way he's saying that. It'll be I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm an upright guy. But I think everyone's going to know. I think everyone's going to know that's not the reality. That he's just making the apology for show, and that this is a fine behavior. That they're like, we know Woolry. He's a good guy.
Yeah, but isn't this a state? Is this a state law or is it a Seattle city? It's got to be a state law, right? Like this is prohibited at the state level. So the odds that this is going to motivate state representatives to change their mind about this issue may not.
Yeah, but
not fly.
But it floats down from culture. So it starts with the culture.
Yeah, true.
Of accepting this.
Politicians are usually like 50 years after culture, of course.
Absolutely. And so this is a good indicator.
Aren't the police going to do what they want anyway? Like based on what the general culture is, they might not do exactly what the politicians want.
Well, the police can certainly use discretion. I mean, they could have just not arrested him in the first place. So the police are always free in most circumstances, with few exceptions. I mean, there are certain, as I understand it, felonies that they shall arrest, which means they have to. But in most cases, they don't have to.
They got to get their numbers up.
I hope they raise a fund for this guy so that he can get a real escort service in the future. Look, Cap, we don't need you going out on the streets like where we're patrolling around. You knew about this sting operation, bro. Okay, we got a number for you. You just call this.
Yeah. It's sad that he was just on the streets like that. I mean,
and there's got to be professionals in Seattle.
Of course there are.
Thousands.
How could he not know? I mean, I've never even looked into buying one of these things, and I know there's websites you're supposed to go to, right?
There are apps. There are websites. Yeah. I mean,
except the feds took down Backpage, so there's not that one anymore.
I saw some weird story that there was a guy who was soliciting sex using Arby's gift cards or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
I see young guys soliciting donations. Just give me money.
Wait,
where do you see this?
On Grindr, online, and they're just like, "Here's my PayPal. Send me money."
Yeah, but that's not prostitution. That's just begging.
No, but I think do they perform services or
they're just like they have photos though, and they're like cute or sexy, and they're just like, give me I don't know, that like
I find that insulting personally. It's like, oh, wow, I can maybe get a picture or something from you for sending you money. Or I see it on the dating services where young women do the same thing, where they'll post their Venmo, like, Venmo me $5 and see what happens. Like, I'm not going to do that.
I presume there's more beyond the paywall.
I presume it's a scam, personally, is what I presume it is. It's either a scam or it's just somebody who thinks that they deserve something because they're pretty.
Derek subscribes to the most amazing guy.
But I get more than what I pay for with this. The OnlyFans sites?
No.
Like, okay, so really hot people, like sex performers on the web, they will have their own like subscriptions paid sites.
Sure.
You know, this guy's super hot, and he puts out a video, once every couple of days
He's
or something.
insanely sexy.
Yeah, it's like $10 a month or whatever.
And how'd you find him?
I found him through I don't know if I can say on the
if it's a
website.
word you can't say, then you shouldn't say it.
Yeah, but it's a website where you can watch people basically dance.
I see.
Okay. And
with or without clothes.
Yeah, with or without clothes. And he was great.
And he was
I was
on
like,
it.
I was like,
Okay.
yeah.
And he
was
said,
like,
I got my own website.
Yeah, and he's
Come
like,
here.
this is my own thing. And, if you subscribe, you'll get a discount because you were on the site. So it's cool.
Well,
Captain could have gone to one of those sites, and gotten some nice toys.
Options. Yeah.
Comfy bed.
Oh, well. Hey, you live and learn. I guess, 31 years in the police department, he hadn't learned his lesson about where not to shop for prostitutes.
I hope he hadn't been waiting like decades. He was like, oh, I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't do it. Like, I really want to. But it was like,
his wife had thrown him
everyone
out.
does this. I've never seen anyone get in trouble for this. Like, I'm just going to do it. Dang it.
Well, if he wasn't in the doghouse with his wife before, now he probably is, presuming he's married.
It didn't mention that. I think that's relevant to the article.
It is.
So they probably would have said something.
Well, it's I don't know. It's breaking news, so maybe there's maybe there will be more.
Somehow,
on
this is breaking news.
855-450 free like freedom. You can join us here. Bring up whatever you want. Maybe you've got experience working as a prostitute, or working as or perhaps visiting prostitutes as somebody who's hired them before, and you can tell us what would be the best way for this police captain to have acquired one. This is Free Talk Live.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
Tahibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus doesn't grow on. So it naturally has antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-infection, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. But maybe more importantly, Tahibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea builds corpuscles in the blood which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer happens to die in oxygen. The tea is great for healthy people, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. Tahibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea is only $34.95 plus shipping. Order now at shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. That's shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. Shopsupertea.com.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Negotiation isn't just something union leaders and sports agents do. Your entire day is a series of negotiations. If you have young children, you know that. In fact, your kids can teach you a lot about negotiating with grown-ups. According to the world's greatest negotiator, Herb Cohen, author of You Can Negotiate Anything. Herb says that kids understand the process of decision-making within an organization. When one parent says no, they'll ask the other. And Cohen says children persist and persevere. And like smart negotiators of all ages, kids know that no is an opening bargaining position. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important, especially if you're a job seeker. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Should you be able to earn an honest living free from senseless government interference? The Institute for Justice thinks so. That's why we've spent years defending hard-working men and women from pointless government regulations. Nationwide, IJ has created opportunity by reducing government power. But there is still more work to be done. Visit our website today at ij.org. Let IJ take care of the government so you can take care of your business.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, and you can take control of the airwaves here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Joining you in the studio here tonight, it's Ian,
Derek J,
and Steven.
So, of course, you can bring up anything you want. We're going to go to your phone calls and thoughts. But first, I do want to say thank you to Jay Lawrence, who, for whatever reason, got listed twice on our amp list, once as a silver amplifier and once as a gold. Maybe he's got 2 subscriptions. If so, that's awesome. Thanks, Jay. Definitely appreciate it. The amp program, you can join it, just like Jay has done. And we ask for $5 a month. Jay, as a gold amplifier, is doing 10, so thank you for going above and beyond. AMP stands for Advertise, Market, and Promote, and the idea is you can send $5 a month into the show, and we will take that, and it'll help us get on new radio stations, bringing new listeners on board with the show. I will tell you this. I had a lunch today, actually, at the Thirsty Owl here in town, which is a cryptocurrency accepting bar.
Hooray.
It was the general manager, the former general manager of the station group. There's a radio cluster here in town that I've been advertising for cryptocurrency with this station group, and you guys knew about this, and I've mentioned it on the air. The GM and the sales guy. So the sales guy has been taking Bitcoin directly for payments.
Cool.
And then he's like converting some of it to cash and giving cash to the radio station. So
nice.
Effectively, I get to buy radio ads with crypto, which is pretty cool. But at some point, because I'm a client, right? Like you take your good client out to lunch. So
he took you out?
A year ago,
okay.
They took me out to lunch.
Right.
At the country club here in town. And
how was it?
It was fine.
Ooh, country club in
fine.
Yeah, I mean it's a country club. It is what it is.
Yeah, he was trying to wine and dine you. He was trying to wow you. Well, you weren't wowed?
He's not very important, apparently.
I'm not that impressed by country clubs.
Yeah,
but,
he doesn't care about country clubs.
Did they have anything?
They didn't take Bitcoin.
It was
there.
the notable,
not even cool.
Right? They didn't take Bitcoin.
Yeah. Not cool.
And but anyway, the point of the meeting was just to talk to him, right? And so he asked a lot of questions about cryptocurrency because he was brand new.
But wasn't he already taking it at that point?
No.
Oh, okay.
Remember the sales guy.
Oh, the sales guy has been
was the intermediary.
I see.
He was accepting it. This is a big radio corporation. You're not going to be able to convince convince them to take crypto anytime soon, right? So like,
not with that attitude.
Well, it is hard to get big companies on board.
Derek
right?
J in the house.
You do it,
Changing
and I will
the game.
kiss your boot, my man. Because it is not easy. The bigger the corporation, the harder it is to get to the top of it.
course. Yeah.
And so, I'm sitting there having lunch with the general manager and everything, and we're talking about cryptocurrency. He was brand new to it at the time. Well, today, not quite a year later, but most of a year later, he reached out to me, and he'd left this radio group, but he's still living in Keene, and he wanted to meet up again and talk more about crypto.
Oh,
and so that's why we met up today, and had another hour and a half, basically, or hour and 20-minute long get together, and turns out that he's really gotten interested in cryptocurrency after we first, had our first meeting a long time ago. He bought a book about blockchain, like a 300-plus page book all about blockchain, kind of like the equivalent of like blockchain for dummies, but it's called something else. But
I wonder which one.
Blockchain.
I know a ton of them.
Yeah,
so we used
something
to sell
like
them.
that. Anyway, he told me that he hasn't read a book straight through cover to cover in like decades, and this book he read 95% in the first day.
That's understandable with Bitcoin because it's so exciting. How often do you encounter something completely fresh and new, like an idea that you need to really grok?
Right, and this guy was really, really hooked and interested by the technology.
That's the experience for a lot of people.
Yeah, and so he's like thinking about, well, how can blockchain solve problems for the radio business, and he's thinking about ways that it could help cut out the middleman and national ad sales and things like that. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool, man.
Well, we just talked about one today, but before the show, are ways that you can pay multiple people with one output.
Sure.
So he could do that with the radio. I'm sure there's tons of ads and people that he needs to pay and all these different people along the line.
Yeah, there's so many different options out there. But I just wanted to share that because
that's fun.
The AMP program is helping get Free Talk Live on more radio stations, and this is one way that I've connected with a general manager who's going to take over Manchester, New Hampshire iHeartRadio cluster next. So that's where he's going next.
iHeartRadio
cluster. Yeah, we may end up having an in on the inside in Manchester radio very soon because
there will be someone
of blockchain.
And then there will be someone in Manchester who uses Bitcoin. We'll have at least one.
Oh, zing.
Oh, boy.
Let's go to Gary. He's
This
in Delaware.
one guy.
Hey, if you want to join the AMP program, please do that and help us get on more stations at amp.freetalklive.com. You'll get cool perks too. ampamp.freetalklive.com. Gary, you're on Free Talk Live listening online. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Ian?
Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, dude, I've been listening to you guys for years. First off, let me just cheese out a minute because I've been listening to you guys for about 7 years. I want to give you and Mark credit for actually leading me to freedom, and I'm like a hair away from being anarchist. I'm like right there, man.
Cool. Thanks for that. So what were you calling about tonight?
Well, I was just calling in to weigh in on your sheriff real quick.
Okay. The police captain busted for soliciting a prostitute?
Or the captain, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys act like he won't be treated like kind of a member of the ruling class. Like, he'll get a slap on the wrist, probation for a year, whatever, he'll move on with his life, just like any police officer gets arrested for a crime. Of course. And the rest of us get a raw deal every time we get arrested.
Oh, he's not even going to be on probation. They're going to let him plea out to a community service charge or something, community service sentence. That'll be it. That's my prediction.
Spend Christmas in the soup kitchen and move on with his life.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's it.
Well, the rest of us it's always a fine, that most of us have to work several months to pay off and everything because we're the moderate class that they don't give a fuck about.
Oh my goodness, you can't say that on the radio. I'm sorry.
no.
I know you love the show,
Too
but
bad.
we just can't let you get away with it. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. It's too bad.
That's a tough one.
It was an obvious accident, but
the moral of the story of this story is be a member of the ruling class.
Yeah.
It's way easier once you're at the top 20%,
Yeah, but is it really satisfying? I mean,
is anything?
Is it?
I think so.
It's not. No, it's not about satisfaction. It's just do it. Just be that way, and then you can find satisfaction in other ways. But it just makes life easier.
I suppose. I don't know. It's just not attractive to
You're
me.
already there.
No, I'm not. What are you talking about?
Could be.
But I don't have the desire to rule over other people.
It's not ruling. It's just like you could easily pay a fine. So say you got a fine.
I don't pay fines.
Well, yeah, but if
only suckers pay fines.
If for some people a fine would be really expensive. He was saying it would take us a couple months to work off. They would be a real impact on their life.
Right.
For you, it would be less so, but you wouldn't pay the fine. So now, yeah.
Yeah, I don't pay fines. I will do community service. I got no problem doing that. Or I'll sit in jail. I mean, I don't care. I'm not going to pay. I will not pay the state because to me it just encourages them.
It definitely does.
Yeah, and I don't want to encourage them.
Derek, oh man, Derek had this big dilemma, and he almost decided to challenge the Keene police.
Yeah.
The city of Keene police and
again
and bait them to get his car towed.
He just wants to spend more time in Keene.
He was like, look at, I bet if they find out that it's my car that they towed, then they'll drop all the charges because they know that I'm going to come to the court with all this evidence and I'm going to be prepared.
They might.
I'm going to waste all of their time. And I
will go all the way. I will keep taking it. I'll make all the arguments to the jury. They're not going to get that money easily. And they just give up.
They dropped the ticket on our co-host Nobody. He got a parking ticket, and he went into it was a ticket left on the car that he was driving. The car's not registered to him; it's registered to a church. But somebody should go and challenge it. So
nobody should go.
Nobody
and
challenged it.
Really.
And they said, and actually it was passed. There was like some notice that if it's past this number of days, then you can't challenge it. And I said, well, just take it in there anyway and demand your court date. And they said, well, you know what? It looks like this particular registrant hasn't had any issues before, so we'll just go ahead and drop it.
All right.
Dropped. Boom.
Good.
Never even had to go to court. And our other co-host, Chris Wade, on Friday nights, defeated 2 parking tickets in court.
This Friday?
Well, not this Friday.
Oh, co-host on Friday nights.
Yeah, our co-host. Yeah. He beat him in court. I mean,
Where's
he
the
owned
video
him.
of that?
It's on Free Keen's YouTube channel.
Right.
It's gotten, I think,
missed that.
200,000 views or something like that.
See, because everyone loves a victory story over the parking enforcers. They're such menaces.
Yes.
Everywhere, and everyone knows it. And the only money they bring in for the city is the money that goes to pay them
to the
keep them
enforcement
going
department.
around.
Yep.
It's neutral.
It's true.
It's possible that I pay for more than just them going around in parking fines.
Well, Steven gets a ticket every day. And I'm always down there paying it.
Well, the cost of parking in Portsmouth long term on the street is really...
It's actually pretty reasonable. I prefer to get a ticket
long
sometimes.
term, it's hot. I mean, it's like, I don't know, a couple $10
it's
$15 an hour or something.
But that gets you the whole day.
If
you get a parking ticket...
Depends on where you live.
You pretty much got the whole day for $15. Otherwise,
and you get like the most convenient spot. So is it really a ticket or is it just a bill?
Just a cost of doing
it's a
business.
bill.
Yeah.
$8.55, $4.50 free. Well, that's how, from what I understand, like UPS in New York City does it. They just take the tickets and pay it. It's just cost of doing business. Yep. So more coming up here in moments. You can share your thoughts. We'll talk AI with Stephen. You've got some comments on that on the way. In hour 2, this is Free Talk Live.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next, after the news, here on the Liberty Radio Network at lrn.fm.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,476. Silver at $16.94. And Bitcoin is trading around $7,236. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high-availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, drug recognition experts are arresting innocent, sober people for DUI at an alarming rate, all based on a hunch. According to ABC 15 Arizona, stone-cold sober drivers in Phoenix, Arizona are getting DUIs and have to spend thousands of dollars proving their innocence. It seems the source of the misunderstandings and illegitimate arrests come from drug recognition experts. Those are cops with badges and fancy titles who claim they can look at a motorist and on observation alone determine if someone is impaired. Activist Post reports that testimony from DREs often holds up in court, without so much as a failed breathalyzer or a dirty toxicology report showing alcohol and drugs in someone's system. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Oakland City Council President Rebecca Kaplan recently suggested a plan to house up to 1,000 people from the city's homeless population on a cruise ship. But officials with the Port of Oakland have disputed the proposal, calling it untenable. The Mind Unleashed reports that during a recent meeting, Kaplan told members of the city council that she has already been in contact with cruise ship companies about the possibility of using their vessels for emergency housing for the city's homeless. Kaplan suggested that the ship could work similarly to the Queen Mary in Long Beach, a large old ship that is now docked in the harbor, acting as a hotel for tourists and other visitors to the area. Many members of the council are on board with the proposal, but it would need to be approved by the Port of Oakland, and they seem reluctant to allow such a cruise ship to dock in their port for an extended period of time. Mike Zampa, a spokesman for the port, told the Chronicle that Oakland's port was designed for cargo ships, not cruise ships. Oakland has seen a huge spike in homelessness over the past 2 years, with the number of people on the street rising from 1,902 to 3,210. For years, professional athletes have been subjected to drug tests that screen for cannabis. The Major League Baseball organization has now announced their new drug testing policies and associated penalties. Until now, the MLB was one of the few major sporting leagues that did not test its players for recreational drugs. While they did have an official list of banned substances for many years, they only actually tested their players for performance-enhancing drugs. The Mind Unleashed reports that's all going to change this year, when they begin to test their players for cocaine and opiates. However, the league says that cannabis will be removed from their list of banned drugs and will be considered a recreational substance like alcohol. One ironic twist is that synthetic cannabis compounds will be screened for and treated as an abusive substance, as such chemicals have been known to be very harmful. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
According to a report released today, the vast majority of American children lack the presence of a strong, sculpted male supermodel, with less than 4% of youngsters being taught the important values of respecting runway etiquette, maintaining a glistening six-pack, and walking a catwalk with verve and flair.
The number of strong-jawed male supermodels in children's lives has declined to record lows, leaving the majority of our youth unaware of how to get comfortable in front of the camera during an underwear shoot, or even perform something as simple as a sexy but stylish full turn.
Stanton went on to say that impoverished communities were especially affected by the lack of Adonis-like male figures, and added that children in lower-class homes were over 80% less likely to grow into the type of high-cheekboned, studly he-men that succeed in haute couture society.
Quite frankly, these children are just not getting the necessary influence of a dynamic male supermodel who can both make puppy dog eyes at the camera and also radiate that sort of raw, unabashed machismo that forces fashionistas to look up and take notice.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. We're launching into the second hour of the program. As always, you're invited to join us here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We've got the Discord on-air call-in line rooms as well over at discord.lrn.fm, so feel free to hop on into one of those rooms. We'll get you on the air here with us tonight, and it's Ian,
Derek J,
and Steven.
Steven, you are wanting to talk tonight about artificial intelligence, and you're a programmer. You know, you might know a thing or two about this topic, so tell me about it.
Yeah, well, I want people to start understanding a little bit about the future and what is going to be valuable for the computers and how you can prepare for that and improve your life and efficiency in the future.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Well, that means in the future and currently.
How far are we talking about?
Well, right now,
years,
we're talking about right
years?
now,
Okay.
and then this will just compound in the future. So the more you do now, the more efficient it will be in the future. And basically, what computers do for you now is predict the future for you so that they can make your life better.
What do you mean?
They do?
Like on my phone, at certain times, if I swipe down and I'm about to choose an app, it has certain apps that I use mostly at that time. So
Sure.
it's like, oh, hey, you probably want the map right now. Oh, hey, you probably want the clock because you're going to sleep and you're going to set an alarm.
Interesting.
Right, and Amazon will predict what kind of products you want so that they can advertise them to you. And more things in the world are predicting the future, and it's affecting your life.
Yeah.
And one way you can benefit greatly is by using your own data about yourself, and it will be simpler and simpler to do this in the future to predict and make your life better.
Like how?
And simplify things. Like predicting when you should, what food to buy.
Okay.
Or when
to do your grocery shopping so they don't get stuck in a long line behind a bunch of people who are in the express checkout, but they don't belong there.
Yeah.
Well, and Google has that data, right? Of if you punch in a business on Google, it'll show you the hours of the day and how busy it is during which
I love
times.
that. Yeah. Yeah, I use that.
Mm-hmm.
So I want people to understand then a little bit more technically what's going on with these things. How are they predicting the future? Okay, and it's basically there's two parts to it. There's information that they're gathering about what's going on in the world.
Huge amounts of data.
Huge, giant, mega amounts of data.
Right.
Okay, and what they want to do with that data is just data. It means nothing until they find information out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they find information out of it by using algorithms, or basically a computer program that plows through all of the data constantly, trying to learn
looking
about
for
the
patterns,
data.
right?
Looking for patterns. And over time, it can learn and infer what the chances of a future thing happening are. And so what it can infer about you is what is the chance that you are going to like one thing over another.
In addition to this, can't this data also be aggregated with human prediction? Because they have these prediction markets as well that are happening now, right? So you've heard, I'm sure you guys have heard about some of these cryptocurrencies where people can go and actually bet on things happening. And the idea is that, well, what people are betting on is likely to be, if there's enough people betting on it or whatever, it's some sort of indication that that is more likely to occur. Like that these prediction markets are pretty good at figuring things out, like figuring out the future. I've heard about these things, at least. I've not looked deeply into it. I'm sure my explanation is quite lacking on how on what they do and how they work. I've never really delved deep into them. But you could also probably use some of that data too.
Well, those markets are a very efficient way for people to contribute to the prediction.
Right.
And they have their own incentive to try to get the best information in there. Because if they predict correctly, then they win money.
They win money, yeah.
Right. So that's really cool. And so in your own life, what you can do is try to gather as much data about what's going on in your life as possible.
And then the more data you have about the things going on in your life, the better AI will be able to help you make better choices.
Yes, and other companies will gather data on you and store it themselves, and they are using AI to predict things about you, and you can take advantage of this too. And the more data that you start storing, especially information that has time stamps, so that in the future a robot can see your history, they will be able to predict your future behavior or things that you need to do to make your life more efficient.
Now, I mean, okay, so obviously the main objection to this kind of stuff is, whoa, guys, isn't privacy important? You guys are talking about all this invasion of people's privacy, computers looking at all my data, finding out where I'm going, what I'm doing. I mean, yeah, there's some benefits to that, but isn't the trade-off privacy?
All right, that's what I want to. I'm talking about gathering data and using it yourself. So for any listeners out there who are familiar with open source, it's a way for every individual to actually control their own information privately and control the technology in their life so that they get all the benefit and other third parties don't get the benefit.
How is this any different from keeping a diary? Well, I can track, okay, I weigh this much today, I ate this much, I worked out this much, I did this one thing, and then, you can track your progress that way. And then you are the AI, or you're the real intelligence analyzing this information. What's the difference?
The difference is computers are really good at processing a lot of information.
So you're saying I can just put a bunch of information out there and then I'll use a bunch of different tools. Instead of my own brain, I'll have the weight tracker bot or the time waster bot or the, whatever kind of thing.
Yes.
The temperature happiness index bot.
But to address the privacy concerns, the point is that people are gathering information about you. And if you gather that information about you, you can use it in the ways that you want. And in the future, it will be easy for people to choose how to use AI. It will be easier and easier as a product for consumers to use AI to help their lives. And you're going to want to have this history of data, as much data in a structured format as possible.
So right now, Uber asks, or all my apps ask oh, you want to turn your location on? We don't need access to the camera, but you can give us access to the camera, or you can give us access to the microphone. So this could be a swipe where it's oh, you want access to my private, logging data that I've got tracking me? Yes, I will give you access to that because you're going to do something good with it and you're a company I trust. Or no, I'm not going to give you that information, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So, and you can gather that information for yourself.
Okay.
Using some sort of program that has yet to be created that will be beneficial to you if it can have that data that you trust.
Well, there are many ways of gathering data, and people who make apps can make apps that, for instance, track your location forever. But instead of giving it to Uber, they store it for you. So in the future, you can use that to like maybe determine where you should live.
Right.
Like what's the ideal place for your children to live next to your routes and stuff. Or like
I would
make
like
a better
that
world.
because right now, like Google just tracks me everywhere I go. They like have got they've got a zero on me, and I'm like, that's fine because I don't think they're evil, but they could be evil, right?
They've done some evil things,
right? So, but if I was paying explicitly a company and saying, track me, I want to know all the places I go, or like if I lose my phone or if I get lost, whatever, now, or I want this data for some reason, I would trust a company that is only doing that and that I pay them and they keep it secure and they're not sharing.
Well,
with
and
anyone.
if it's open source, you touched on open source a few moments ago, Stephen, which of course for listeners that may be unfamiliar is the idea of programming that is open, meaning that any old programmer with that's got the chops can go in there, they can audit the code, they can look for things like naughty sharing of data without permission code and make sure that stuff's not in there.
And you can run the code yourself and get the data for yourself.
Right. Right.
Instead of a third party holding your data.
We can talk more about it coming up here in moments. 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Kind of like a privacy-friendly AI future. It seems like your vision here, rather than a completely invasive mega corporations knowing everything about you.
It's about owning yourself.
There's more coming up.
Anarchapulco is the world's foremost conference for voluntarist thinkers and activists, held in beautiful Acapulco, Mexico. Share ideas on how to live free and escape the clutches of the state. Their unparalleled lineup of speakers will discuss entrepreneurship, investments, politics, philosophy, health, sustainability, lifestyles, and personal relationships. Stay in a world-class resort and enjoy the sun and beaches. February the 13th through the 16th. Visit anarchapulco.com for early bird pricing and 10% off with coupon code FTL. Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com. Have you heard of LibertyCon? LibertyCon is not only a convention with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO and co-founder John Mackey and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith, but it's also unique because you get a chance to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations, one-on-one for the purpose of career advancement, business, and internship opportunities. April 3rd through 5th in Washington, D.C. You can learn more by visiting libertycon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. That's libertycon.com.
Free Talk Live.
They believe, I think, that government can be good as long as you just elect the right people, which, of course, is nonsense. Government can never be good because it's an agency of coercive force. It doesn't matter who's running it. It doesn't matter what the goals of the organization are. As long as it's funded through coercion, as long as it's funded through threats of violence, then nothing it can do is ever moral or justified. They understand the system and they want to work inside it to change it. So, therefore, in order to have their hunger strike that they'd planned, which I thought was a great idea, they went to the government, and what they do?
Ask for a permit?
They asked for a permit. They asked for a permit. It was already over at that point, right? Whenever you ask permission from the government, you might as well expect them to say
no.
No.
You know what? It sounds like government has this non-cooperation thing down to a science.
Yeah, right?
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
I'm crazy about My Magic Mud. This is the most important oral care product created this millennium, and I'm not kidding. We all have different opinions on politics and issues, but we all have mouths. And I want yours to be as clean as possible, with teeth as bright as they were meant to be. I will never be without My Magic Mud. It's a little surprising, but man, does it work. If you only listen to one thing I say ever, go to mymagicmud.com and get 20% off with code FTL. mymagicmud.com, code FTL.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. You're invited here if you want to join us. The toll-free number, 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. I had the chance to use Edge Wallet twice today. Once at my meeting with the radio general manager I was talking about earlier, and then we had a crypto meetup at a great taco place in New Hampshire called Taco Biondo. I paid with Edge Wallet both times.
Cool.
Because Edge is my preferred wallet when I'm out and about. It's the one that I use more often than any other. It makes it super easy to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold cryptocurrencies. And it was my favorite wallet since before they became sponsors here. And I was super excited when they wanted to actually sponsor Free Talk Live because, you know, we've been friendly with the guys over at Edge for a long time. They're good guys, veteran team, building wallets since 2014, and they will help you secure your freedom with support for Bitcoin and Dash, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, various Ethereum tokens, Monero, Ripple, Stellar, Ravencoin, and others. Go and get started with Edge. You can download it for iOS or Android, your choice, and learn more on their website at edge.app. But of course, it's available in the Apple or Google App Stores. Edge.app is the website for Edge Wallet. We're going to talk more about AI. Stephen has a vision for kind of like a privacy-friendly AI where you can contribute your data to this open source, more friendly privacy related thing. It's not going to be some mega corporation that's behind it. And I want to hear more about it coming up here in a moment. But Vernon is on the line in New Orleans, and you can bring up what you want. Vernon, you're on Free Talk Live with Ian, Derek J, and Steven. Vernon? Vernon in New Orleans? Do we have Vernon? Vernon going once? Vernon going twice? I will put Vernon back on hold. Maybe he's in a bad cell, or maybe our board op fell asleep at the board. I don't know, but we'll find out what happened there. So where were we going?
Throw the board up under the bus?
I don't know. You never know. Baby's outside smoking weed. I don't know.
Oh!
Could be.
Oh, you mean the caller?
The board op.
Oh, no!
I mean, I've been known to do it as a board op in radio, so... Anyway.
The important part
yeah.
is that people are gathering a lot of information, and there's a lot of information about yourself that you can take control of. And it's kind of cool. And it's kind of nice that you can.
How?
Well, there are a number of like tools that you use today that, or your listeners use, like Facebook, that allow you to export all of your information. And there are tools where you can access and download in structured format all of the information from different social media things or different devices, if you use health devices and all kinds of other devices, where you can connect to these businesses and download the data that they're collecting about yourself.
Okay, but then it's too late, isn't it? I mean, now you're just getting all the data Facebook already has.
I'm not talking about preventing people from gathering your data. I'm talking about getting your data so that you can use it for yourself.
Your own purposes.
Yeah, this seems to be outside of privacy conversation.
It's not about privacy at all. It's about owning yourself. And in the future and now, I mean, for people who are really sophisticated, this is the case today, that they are improving their lives rapidly by using data about themselves and like off-the-shelf tools for analyzing that data and making decisions.
I see this all the time with like muscle guys who are studying. They like come up with a strategy for, I'm going to eat this much meat, I'm going to eat this many calories, and I'm going to do these workouts, and then they're going to get ripped really fast.
Yeah,
that's what I don't know, the kind of data crunching that I see.
Let's think more about what this data crunching really is. You're probably familiar with trial and error.
Sure. Yeah.
Where you try something and then you see if it works or not, and how much you were wrong by.
Yeah.
And over time you learn.
Yeah.
Well, with AI, it's trial and error, but really, really fast over huge amounts of information.
Oh, and it can probably incorporate other people's data too. Like, eating steak and then a workout gained this much muscle, but then eating lamb and then a workout for this other person gained even more.
So the more data you have about yourself, the algorithms can then just randomly take information about your life, and it will start to be able to predict and recommend even better things. The point is, and they're called APIs, which allow you to access data.
Application Programming Interface?
That's right.
Stands for?
Wow.
Okay.
That is what it stands for.
Yeah.
And it's basically a way to connect to the services you already use and download the information that they're gathering for you.
Yeah.
And
well, they're gathering it for them, but you can get it for you.
Yeah. And some of them want you to get it for you, and they make it easy. And a lot of people are doing this. And I know that I have been happy that I downloaded my data about things in the past when something gets deleted or whatnot. But I'm glad that I have all of my data. I don't have to worry, and I can even go back like over 10 years, and I have information. And And in the future, you'll be able to buy products like tools and software that will go analyze this and do like
and benefit you
in various ways that all kinds of people all over the world are going to be able to invent and publish online.
So this is coming. It's just hard to say exactly what those benefits will be because we haven't thought of them yet.
Those benefits are already occurring, like within industries, like airlines will like show you things that they think that you're going to want, like routes that like will take you to a place that you want, and they actually use information about you to predict those and try to drive you to what you might not even know you want. And like there are all kinds of industries that use this.
Well, that's what a good salesman will do, right? Is try to, let somebody know that they didn't know they want this thing, but they want this thing, and then get them to buy the ticket or whatever.
Point is, there's not going to be any stop. If you have one of these spy devices in your pocket, you're not going to stop people collecting the data. But I think it's a good habit to collect the data yourself.
I think that's a good recommendation. Why not? Why shouldn't you have the data that they've been collecting about you?
And not only that, if you do practice this in your own life, it's a great skill that you'll be able to leverage in business and maybe into a future career.
Let's go back to, we're going to try Vernon again. I'm told by the board up that he is there now. Vernon, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
All right, we have you. Go ahead, sir.
Great. So I was reading an interesting story in the Wall Street Journal today, and it was talking about how the Wall Street Journal set up a fake third-party store on Amazon, and they went to a dumpster behind Trader Joe's and found this lemon curd. They put it on the Amazon website, resold it, and they actually bought it from themselves to prove that Amazon third-party sellers are selling trash online, like through their store.
That's a beautiful thing.
It was an a very interesting article. It talked about how Amazon has very lax standards to post anything on there. It also talked about how if you let's say you order something that says shipped and sold by Amazon.com, if that product is available from a third-party seller at a warehouse that's closer to you, you'll actually get that third-party seller product, and you don't know if it's trash or not, basically. So
interesting. Well,
very interesting.
Yeah, Vernon, if you had more to share about it, you're welcome to hang on here. Actually, my roommate's in the studio, and he's been known to do a little dumpster diving from time to time, and
Jazzy.
Why not sell those things? You can make money. A lot of guys, people will dumpster dive and then sell it on eBay, and it's total profit, except for the time they spent grabbing the items. There's more coming up here. It's Free Talk Live.
I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app.
Do you ever feel like you're in jail, a virtual jail, because of your job or maybe your current relationship where you're not allowed to do what you really want to do? I'm Caleb Jones, and I have taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create low-work, high-income businesses and how to date women under your terms. Watch our free on-demand replay training with me so you can learn how to create location-independent income and date women the way you want. Go to alpha.freetalklive.com.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live, dial toll free, bring up whatever you want. Our number, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms at discord.lrn.fm. Just hop on into one of those. We'll get you on the air here with us. Tonight, in the studio, it's Ian.
Derek J.
And Steven.
Plus, want to make sure you know about AnyPay. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com is where you can go to learn how to get started accepting cryptocurrency at your point of sale. Maybe you've got a retail business, or maybe you're like a service provider. You go to your customer and you want to be able to accept Bitcoin or Dash or Bitcoin Cash from your customers. These guys make it easy. And I say these guys, they're in the studio tonight.
Yeah, it's us.
Derek J. and Steven.
And maybe you want, and you love Bitcoin, and you often do talk to people about using it, and you want to earn money by spreading the thing you love.
How do you do that?
You do that by doing exactly what you're already doing, which is talking to people about Bitcoin Cash and Dash and your favorite Bitcoins, and then setting them up with AnyPay. And once they are set up with AnyPay, you get credit. You're the guy. You set them up.
Yep.
And now, every time anyone ever goes there, when they pay, you get 1%.
What? Wait a minute.
As a
How is
reward.
that possible? How is that possible? Because AnyPay doesn't charge a fee, at least last I heard, to the business to accept cryptocurrency.
No fee to the merchant, no fee to the customer.
How is the guy who's going to set up the business or helping them get AnyPay set up, how are they going to get a percent or any fraction?
AnyPay pays
Really?
this out of revenues that we get from spreading Bitcoin.
Other revenues.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, and so that helps feed the engine. We're we're aligning the incentives of everyone who loves Bitcoin and wants it to grow so that it can grow more effectively.
This is where the Bitcoin ecosystem or whatever has been completely failing for so many years.
Yeah, because what's the incentive that people have to set up businesses?
Beyond pure activism, there's no incentive. I mean, we've done pretty good in Keene and Portsmouth over the years because we're activists, you know, and we care.
There are a number of incentives. So number go up is a good incentive.
Yeah, but it's so hard to see a direct impact from that. And then it's a lot of work.
But it takes
and
time.
Skilled labor to go and talk to business owners.
Okay, so
about
AnyPay has solved a lot of problems over the years that have made Bitcoin
over just 2 years, by the way. AnyPay hasn't been along, what'd you start, summer of 2017?
Well, the first problem we solved was it was just too hard for cashiers. It was just too hard. But then we solved the problem of it's kind of inconvenient for people to spend, so now we give them a reward for spending Bitcoin
with
Cash.
Dashback and Bitcoin Cashback.
Right, that's right, with Cashback on AnyPay, and
which is amazing, by the way.
And that's also available in 200 retail businesses around the world.
Many?
Yep.
All right. Hold that thought. I know there's a lot to say, but we did hang on to Vernon here.
Oh, he's good.
Come on, let's come back, Vernon.
Let's come back to like the latest with AnyPay and like what's going on, because we could probably spend the rest of the hour talking about that.
Let's talk to Vernon.
So you were talking about Amazon. There's a Wall Street Journal article which Stephen actually happens to have.
I have a really interesting related
version.
article about that. That's like that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, and you've got the print version of the Wall Street Journal in your hands. And normally we don't get to do Wall Street Journal stuff because they've got a ridiculous paywall, and I don't want to pay for that.
This is another thing where Amazon's cracking down on the third-party merchants, or they're trying to raise the standards.
And well, that's what Vernon was talking about, saying that there's an article about somebody who listed some dumpster items from behind Trader Joe's on Amazon as though to show that there's not much in the way of standards. Vernon, what else did you have to say about that?
I just was really surprised by the article itself, because you would think that those third-party sellers would hold them to a higher standard. That article also quotes a lot of different message boards basically talking about this problem and how people have received products that are not, new, even though they're listed as new. And it even mentions eBay having even less of a standard.
Now, hold on. I'm going to defend the dumpster diver here. Just because it's in a dumpster doesn't mean it's not new.
And it's not like they were saying they were the original seller. Like, we're Dell and we're selling. It's like, no, we're selling a Dell computer.
Right.
Right. But I guess I'm expecting something from a warehouse, from the manufacturer. If I'm going to pay a new price, I'm not paying for a refurb. I'm not paying, for used. I'm paying new.
Apparently not.
Now it depends on the cost.
It's new.
You got to go from trusted retailers.
It's not
don't go from
fraudulent,
third party.
though, in this case. You are getting something new. It's not refurbished.
It's new from a dumpster.
It was just placed in a slightly dirty place. But think about all the trucks, warehouses, shipping containers.
Those aren't clean.
All the human hands touching those packages. Ugh.
Yeah, that's not clean.
It's probably less sanitary. Your packages coming in are probably equally unsanitary as this one that went into a dumpster.
I don't mind. Okay, I see what you're saying, and it's not the fact that it's from a dumpster. Like, the quality of the product is fine. It's the fact that I'm paying retail price for something that I thought was originating from, a warehouse, a manufacturer, not maybe have been returned by a customer and then being resold by someone that, is very thrifty and can go dumpster diving. So that's where, I don't know.
It's important to check. You can see on the Amazon seller, are they the seller? Is it Bose or is it third-party retailer of Bose?
I do like that places like Best Buy will say like, "Oh, this was an open box,"
Sure.
where someone has taken something back and they don't repackage it like, "Oh, this was new. No one had any problems with it." Like, this was an open box.
Well, I just had one last thing to add. Like on eBay, when you go to eBay, they list the product description really well, and they have several categories like used, slightly used, new. And I think eBay does a much better job because, like, when I buy from eBay, I know that I'm not buying from eBay itself. I'm buying from a third-party seller. But when I'm buying from Amazon, especially if I do the shipped and sold by Amazon.com, I'm expecting to get a quality product because I'm paying that price for it, basically. So honestly, I don't even use third-party sellers on Amazon because I'm that skeptical of them. I will always go to eBay if I'm ever buying anything third-party.
Interesting. Well, hey, that's the market in action, right?
Yeah, what a savvy consumer.
Thanks for the call. He hung up. Anyway, but yeah, you got to be careful. Buyer beware. You've got to look closely at these items. I just ordered a new toothbrush. One of those fancy sonic brushes. I've been using the motorized brushes, so I figured I'm gonna upgrade.
Did you get the one that it connects with your app? And then you can watch on your phone, and it'll tell you, like, you're done with that section. Like, move on to that section.
That's what I use.
I've been just using a motorized one for a decade, so I figured I'm going to go to a Sonic one and, like, upgrade. But I went and I looked at the replacement brushes for it on Amazon, and it was actually hard to find the official brand name because there's a lot of Chinese brands that are actually sponsoring Amazon and saying, list my item first. And, why would I want the brand name one? They cost 3 times as much as the Chinese manufacturers. And there's like 10 different Chinese manufacturers. So, it's actually, there were so many choices because of this. I like having those options.
Yeah.
And I know that, what you want to look for is like words like genuine.
We saw a really interesting package in our travels recently in Spain, was it?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was like, it was a knockoff product, and it was exactly the same, but it said, like, this is not made by...
Oh, it was a Kit Kat bar.
Yeah, and it was like, this is not made by the Kit Kat bar.
It had a sticker on it that was like, this is not a Kit Kat bar.
But it said Kit Kat. It had the colors and everything.
The same logo and everything.
Yeah, well, what it said was, this is not a Kit Kat bar made by the United States of America Kit Kat, like, copyright company or whatever. And it was from China.
Chinese Kit Kats.
Yeah,
Nice.
but they were covering their behind with this.
Smart.
Yeah.
So let's go and continue here. I think we've got Dave in New York on our Discord server. Dave, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Dave, we got you. You're on the air. What are you going to complain about tonight? Go ahead.
I have lots of things to complain about.
Of course you do. Pick one of them.
First and foremost, I have a message for any women out there who is listening.
Who are listening, but okay. Go ahead.
Sick of all these women who shave down there. I like women who have hair down there.
Okay.
Do you like it when they pluck?
Is
that right?
A lot of guys.
No, he likes a hairy down there. We can't get too descriptive here, Dave. So I don't know where you're going with this one, but be careful because we are on the radio. So let's.
This seems like a waste of time, caller. Dave,
we'll get
why are you
it.
wasting your life, Dave?
Hold on, we'll talk about it, and then more about AnyPay and what's going on there, and like some of the incentives that you guys are lining up to make crypto more accessible.
Not too different from Vernon's call. He's just a savvy consumer.
We'll see if he's a savvy consumer or he's just.
You don't know, Dave. More coming up here in moments.
I think
this
he's wasting
is Free Talk
his life.
Live.
Let me ask you something. What are you doing when you put money in a 401k or IRA, or store jumper cables in your vehicle, or purchase health insurance? You're preparing. You're preparing to ensure you have enough money for retirement. You're preparing for when your car battery dies, or to have assistance paying a major unexpected medical bill. That all makes sense. The same goes for building a food storage plan. You're preparing for when emergencies or disasters strike and shelves go empty at your grocery store. The best way to prepare is with My Patriot Supply. They've helped 1 million hardworking Americans become more self-sufficient. My Patriot Supply sells hundreds of items, including dozens of emergency food kits at mypatriotsupply.com. It could be an earthquake, a cyber attack freezing our banking system, or a disaster that shuts down our power grid for weeks. For all these emergencies and more, get your supplies and prepare today at mypatriotsupply.com. No more rushing to find empty store shelves because you're too late. Do it now so you're ready. mypatriotsupply.com.
Message and data rates may apply.
Help! Seriously, I'm too young for hair loss.
My hairline keeps creeping back. Receding?
I got this bald spot. It's thinning everywhere. I'm gonna have to give up and shave it.
Dude, put down the razor, because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, is about to give you your real hair back permanently. Don't ignore the signs of hair loss. Bosley is giving away an absolutely free information kit that reveals all the signs, and a free gift card to anyone who texts KIT88 to 85850. Bosley will show you for free how great your hair could look. Using the latest technology, Bosley's solution to hair loss is permanent and protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Plus, since Bosley has new non-surgical options, you owe it to yourself to text now for an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off, no matter what level of hair loss you have. Text KIT88 to 85850. KIT88 to 85850.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way. You can't do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me.
Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, hey,
who do you think you are?
Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today.
You ain't gonna make it.
Wait a minute.
Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable! Why are you running from me?
Because you're scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live. You can bring up whatever you want. Toll-free number here, 855-450-FREE. Somebody has put into the Discord chat a video titled, "I tried every flavor of Japanese Kit Kats." So we were just discussing these sort of knockoff Kit Kats from China. I don't know if these are official or unofficial or what, but looks kind of interesting. So with you in the studio tonight, by the way, it's Ian,
Derek J,
and Steven.
You can bring up whatever you want here. You can take control of the airwaves. And I do want to let you know that Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform. It's global, and it respects your privacy, because that is getting hard to find out there with these Bitcoin/Bitcoin Cash, whatever trading platforms. This one's Bitcoin Cash only, and you can buy or sell it with dozens of payment methods. There's no identification requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. If you're going to be a buyer, make sure you're buying from somebody that's got some track record. Then you're pretty safe. Aria, our Monday night and Wednesday night co-host, she's the #1 seller on the site. So if you go with Aria, you're safe. If you're wanting to sell on the site, just keep in mind some of these payment methods are high risk, so make sure you know what you're getting into. Do your due diligence and research what methods are and what the risks are. But check it out. It's a neat little site. I use it, local.bitcoin.com. It's local.bitcoin.com. We go back to Dave. He's in New York. Dave, you seem very concerned with women's shaving habits in their private areas. Obviously we can't get too detailed, but why are you bringing this up on national radio tonight? Dave?
Lots of guys, watch porn, but they don't want to admit it, right? Lots of guys, they watch porn, whatever, but they just don't want to admit it.
I don't know. So I think a lot of people admit to that these days. I don't know how many people are really kind of in the closet about that.
Yeah, I mean, Playboy was a really popular magazine, and it's from the 50s, so I think it's...
I'm just sick and tired of these women, when I watch porn and all that, these women, they're always clean down there, and I don't like it. It reminds me, it's like I'm looking at a
the people want that. They're paying. See, here's the thing. The people who matter and are paying money for your porn that you get for free, they want that.
That's a good point.
And you...
I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You bring up a good point. What porn are you paying for?
Yeah, but you can buy this stuff, dude.
There are a lot of free porn sites out there, and I'm sick and tired of these women.
But free.
Wait a minute. But I want to know.
I gotta get everything I want for free.
Wait a minute.
I gotta have unshaven women, and it's gotta be for free. Just give it to me.
Yeah, right.
But I want to know: are you paying for any?
I'm not, like I said, I'm not paying for anything. I want to see all of these.
Entitled.
Oh, wow.
He's very entitled.
Oh, I'm entitled to free unshaved.
I'll bet, Dave, if you started paying for a site that you saw that they had the kind of women that you like,
they must have these websites.
Then there will be more of it.
And
Rule 34. Rule 34, right? If you can think of it, there's porn of it. There must be.
If you pay, then more of it will come about, and you will see the world you want.
Huh?
Wait, what did you?
Because you can't, dude.
Wait, what did you say?
He said, "Why pay when you can't watch it?" Well, the stuff
because you're upset about the free
product. You can't watch it.
Like
you gotta pay. You gotta find
You're
something.
mad about the free product, so maybe you should try paying for something.
You can't watch it for free.
All these porn sites.
It's not like you pay rent.
Get out of here.
Do you pay rent?
Thousands of porn sites are out there.
Dave,
I want my groceries for free, and I need my food stamps, and I got my Section 8. My housing is free too, and it's discounted.
Are you paying rent?
I'm mad too because there's not enough hair in my house, and I wish there was more, but it should be free.
Dave, are you paying rent?
Yes.
How much?
I'm not saying how much I pay for rent, but I do pay for rent.
Okay. How much? Is it more than $500 a month?
Like I said, I'm not going to mention how much it is.
I'm just curious, because Dave has been known to take free rent from welfare authorities in the past, that kind of thing. So,
I would just say, I hope that you will pay for what you want, and you will get it.
There you go.
I want to see women with hair down there.
All right, well, you've got your solution. You've got your solution. Thanks for the call tonight.
They have that.
Yeah, I think that was a great point. Like, if you pay for something, then that's a market signal that suggests to producers out there, hey, this is valuable. People want this thing, and I have not looked for it yet, but I suspect that if we do a quick Google search for hairy pubic porn,
be mountains of competition.
There must be a lot of it.
But not only will it be a signal, you will just get what you paid for. It doesn't. You don't have to create more in the world. Whatever. It's there. It's there. You can buy it. It's $3.99 a month
or whatever.
Like,
there's so much porn out there. The cost cannot be tremendous. I mean,
and also there's probably plenty of free of stuff that he wants to see.
Right, because that was really popular in like the 70s. So there's probably a lot of vintage stuff.
You could get the old
but
stuff.
It's lo-fi.
Yeah.
You don't want that. Derek's always like, I only need the most high
resolution.
quality.
Yeah.
10 million ADP.
Yeah. They're like 5K now.
Let's get back into what's going on with AnyPay. You were telling us about some of the incentives. AnyPay, of course, is the site behind helpmetakebitcoin.com.
Well, this isn't about AnyPay. This is about everyone who believes in building a freer world for ourselves. And doing that effectively in our lifetimes. And we're all benefiting by getting more freedom, and we're now aligning the incentives so that everyone can benefit financially.
So you were talking about how somebody could go and like help a business start accepting cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And that there would be some kind of a reward for that person coming from AnyPay.
Yeah.
But the business
what's
doesn't.
happening.
But the business isn't paying fees to AnyPay when they're accepting crypto.
That's
so there's money elsewhere that's coming in to
think of it as like a marketing cost. We could pay people to go around, and I think BitPay used to do this, where they would pay people to go.
They never did.
All right. Well, anyway, the idea is you could pay a team of people to go out and hit the streets and talk to business owners and say, hey, we want to set you up with this thing, like credit card companies used to do with people, and then they would get a commission for that. Or, well, isn't it more effective to just reward the people who are out there doing it, and then when there are transactions at that business, like you set someone up and no one goes there, who cares?
That's the problem.
You shouldn't get paid for that. But if you set someone up and they're doing a bunch of transactions, or even a handful of transactions in a month, well, you should see some benefit from that.
That would be amazing.
And
that's
now you
happening.
do. And it's been happening all month for almost a dozen people around the world in several countries.
I'm sorry I found out about this just now. This sounds awesome. I mean, we need to get the word out about
It's pretty
this.
awesome. So the way it works is you create an AnyPay account.
Yeah,
and
I have that.
You have that, and you put in your Dash and Bitcoin Cash address.
Yep.
This isn't
I've done that.
This isn't as a business. So you did that, right?
Yeah.
And so if you look at those addresses, you'll see small amounts being that, and therefore
I did notice there were some amounts dinging into.
they're dinging
my
in
account.
every time anyone goes to any of the businesses that you set up, and we have a record of that. So if you're out there and and look, there are at least dozens of people in America who have set up businesses that we've never even heard from.
Yeah, we don't know who they are.
And they're not on the map because they're not necessarily active, or we haven't confirmed who they are, but they're all over America. And so
Really?
Yeah, and so if they reach out
How
to
are you
us,
going to reach? Are you going to reach out to them, or who?
No, they got to tell
no,
us.
no,
to
we'll be doing this whole passive campaign forever about it, but they'll eventually be a simple automated process for you to tell us that you set up a business, and we'll have a way to confirm it. It'll be pretty simple. And then, but right now you can just send us a message saying, I set up this business. This is my email address for my account. Then we will set you in there as getting credit. You're the ambassador, and you now get ambassador rewards, 1%. For
1%, seems very generous. That's amazing, guys.
It's not very generous, okay? And it's the purpose.
Think about the work that you're doing and what you're like, the effect that you're having. Like, there's a team of people in Thailand who are doing this, and not for us, but for their own interests. They want people to use cryptocurrency,
and Bangkok's
in real
a
life.
pretty big hotspot, right?
Yeah, and so they'll go and set up businesses, and they'll have meetups there. But it's cool for them to be able to use their Bitcoin or cryptocurrency because of AnyPay, and they can use it in real life and get dinner or whatever. But it's even better that the team is now rewarded when they go out, or when they've inspired someone else to go spend money at the store.
Yeah.
And they're just getting look, I got $1. Someone spent some money over at the cafe. Or they don't know where it's coming from, but it's like, hey, I just got money.
It's cool. Amazing. So I had noticed recently, like, I got some Dash in my wallet, and I was thinking, oh, that must be like one of these remnant Bitcoin Cash or Dash backs, because I know that you guys had turned it to where, like, in the past there had been a little bit of downtime, for whatever reason, for the Dash back program, and then you made a script to where when it came back up, you'd like make good anything that happened. I just figured it was one. It
works very well now.
Yeah, but it's actually 1%
every time anyone
yes.
goes to any of those, and we haven't given you credit for all of the places, and we want to know. There's a few who should get credit, and and you let us know.
You guys rock, man. That's amazing.
It's pretty dope.
You've taken this to the next
level. It's only
going
to get better. Everyone's incentives need to be aligned, and everyone gets paid a little bit every time.
Well, here's how you get started. You go to helpmetakebitcoin.com.
No, go to AnyPayInc.com.
Okay, AnyPayInc.com. We need new copy then. More coming up.
And not to mention the shedding, I would vacuum the carpet 3 times a week. Frodo was scratching all night long, bouncing on the side of the bed, keeping me awake the whole entire night from all the scratching and chewing. It kind of makes you neurotic.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy?
Mounds and mounds of fur all over the place.
Come to Dinovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
Dinovite is nutrition.
The omega-3 fatty acids.
Flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa.
Our vitamins and enzymes replace the nutrients cooked out of most commercial dog foods.
He gobbles it up. He's not up all night scratching. His shedding is minimal, and it is such a pleasure to have my calm, relaxed, non-shedding puppy back. And I have to thank Dinovite for that.
Don't let your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy.
Come to Dinovite for help.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,476, silver at $16.94, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,236. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, drug recognition experts are arresting innocent sober people for DUI at an alarming rate, all based on a hunch. According to ABC 15 Arizona, stone-cold sober drivers in Phoenix, Arizona are getting DUIs and have to spend thousands of dollars proving their innocence. It seems the source of the misunderstandings and illegitimate arrests come from drug recognition experts. Those are cops with badges and fancy titles who claim they can look at a motorist and on observation alone determine if someone is impaired. Activist Post reports that testimony from DREs often holds up in court without so much as a failed breathalyzer or a dirty toxicology report showing alcohol and drugs in someone's system. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Oakland City Council President Rebecca Kaplan recently suggested a plan to house up to 1,000 people from the city's homeless population on a cruise ship. But officials with the Port of Oakland have disputed the proposal, calling it untenable. The Mind Unleashed reports that during a recent meeting, Kaplan told members of the city council that she has already been in contact with cruise ship companies about the possibility of using their vessels for emergency housing for the city's homeless. Kaplan suggested that the ship could work similarly to the Queen Mary in Long Beach, a large old ship that is now docked in the harbor, acting as a hotel for tourists and other visitors to the area. Many members of the council are on board with the proposal, but it would need to be approved by the Port of Oakland, and they seem reluctant to allow such a cruise ship to dock in their port for an extended period of time. Mike Zampa, a spokesman for the port, told the Chronicle that Oakland's port was designed for cargo ships, not cruise ships. Oakland has seen a huge spike in homelessness over the past 2 years, with the number of people on the street rising from 1,902 to 3,210. For years, professional athletes have been subjected to drug tests that screen for cannabis. The Major League Baseball organization has now announced their new drug testing policies and associated penalties. Until now, the MLB was one of the few major sporting leagues that did not test its players for recreational drugs. While they did have an official list of banned substances for many years, they only actually tested their players for performance-enhancing drugs. The Mind Unleashed reports that's all going to change this year when they begin to test their players for cocaine and opiates. However, the league says that cannabis will be removed from their list of banned drugs and will be considered a recreational substance like alcohol. One ironic twist is that synthetic cannabis compounds will be screened for and treated as an abusive substance, as such chemicals have been known to be very harmful. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
The producers of Sesame Street have responded to the controversy over the recent New Yorker cover that showed Bert and Ernie as a gay couple celebrating the repeal of DOMA. Sesame Workshop released a statement today saying, quote, "We have never viewed Bert and Ernie as a gay couple, but as two friends who will do absolutely anything to get their rocks off. These pansexual perverts cannot be categorized in your narrow gay, straight, or bisexual paradigm. They're into some pretty sick shit." On their website, PBS released a long list of the duo's strange sexual fetishes, which range from shoving ice into their anuses so that they can shit cold water into women's mouths, to castrating stray dogs and then masturbating onto the animals' bleeding wounds. Although they're flattered that fans have turned the characters into gay icons, the producers explained that calling them gay would be inaccurate. Quote, "They will literally f*** anything that moves." The producers also added that Oscar the Grouch is neither male nor female, and that its trash can is designed to hide a lower body that is just a Lovecraftian monstrosity of hundreds of interlocking penises and vaginas.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up what you want here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. And we have the Discord call-in line rooms. Head over to discord.lrn.fm. You can hop into one of those. You'll sound almost like you're sitting here in the studio with us. With you tonight, it's Ian,
Derek J.,
and Steven.
We've been talking about technology over the last hour or so, and Amazon was brought up by one of our callers in the last hour, and the caller was critical of the lack of standards. Anybody can just get in there and sell whatever they want to, which I think is actually pretty cool. There's a lot of things that there are not to like about Amazon. It's a humongous company, and they do some good things, and they do some things that aren't so great.
Well, by him being a savvy consumer, he's really weeding those bad producers out because he's not paying them for their lower quality product, and they're going to learn that this is not worth their time.
Well, maybe or maybe not. Maybe there's plenty of people who are happy to pay for a lower quality product, and they're happy with it. So who knows what the aggregate is.
Well, he gave a recommendation that they be more specific about the quality. That eBay has a lot of specificity.
He said that they were better at it. With
eBay. New, used. Yeah.
So, Stephen, you had a related story.
I thought this was interesting about Amazon Prime. They have a new requirement for their third-party sellers. That they can't use FedEx ground anymore.
I heard about this.
Not?
And the reason is, and I believe, the true reason is inflation.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
It's
so
kind of expensive.
Everyone, you think there's not much inflation, or they're saying it's 5% annually or something like that. Well, that's for this common set of goods that they've calculated.
The government selects certain goods to calculate this rate, and
Let's call them economists.
They exclude specific goods from that
Well,
rate.
I don't want to accuse them of anything, but they have excluded, or think about this, like Amazon Prime speed of shipping. That the prices of that is going way up. So like quick shipping is becoming way more expensive. And so it's taking too long to use FedEx. FedEx can't deliver them fast enough.
Wow.
And so Amazon says if you're Prime, you have to use like the super premium FedEx now, which is way more expensive. I don't know if you use FedEx, but like the air and everything is a lot more than the ground.
Yeah.
And so I think that shipping is getting way more expensive really fast. And that's going to be like, there's going to be different things in the economy that are for richer people, that the prices go up really fast first. That's what's going to happen first. And then we'll see like other things like normal ground rates going up. But
well, it's interesting you bring this up, and I'm sure there's more that you want to share from the story.
No, that's about it.
Well, last night we were talking about Amazon's shipping business because they have their own shipping business now.
Amazon does?
Yes, and it's already huge. They already are shipping an estimated 2.5 billion packages every single year, and FedEx only ships like 3.5 billion.
Wait, Amazon is shipping.
Yeah.
All right, that makes
over
sense.
2 billion a
They
year?
have frigates. They have cargo planes. They have these.
Why don't I know
I've seen
about
their
this?
planes.
Why,
Yeah, I've seen
why
the
am
Amazon
I getting
planes.
the mailman coming to deliver my
Well,
Amazon?
the spam man, you mean?
You probably are more likely to see it than we are in Keene. Maybe they just haven't really hit New Hampshire too hard yet. But we're looking at some of the statistics last night. Rural areas, they're not really focusing on at the moment.
Okay.
And urban and suburban areas, they are. So we had a couple callers last night. One of our guys is calling from Virginia, like the Norfolk area in Virginia. He says these Prime vans basically are everywhere.
Cool.
They're on every street. They're everywhere. Packages are going out left and right. And so they've already moved a significant portion of their shipping in-house.
Oh, God bless them.
To their own
Because that was
division.
one of my number one criticisms of Amazon. I was like, well, yeah, of course they can do everything so cheap. They're using the post office.
And they are
as
still
a
using
crutch.
the post office.
Well,
they deliver a lot of packages for Amazon around here on Sundays.
You got to use what you got.
Right. And so, they're still using the FedEx and they're still using the post office, but they're using Amazon Prime shipping more often.
Oh, man.
Have you seen them demo? They have blimps. They're going to have warehouses in blimps.
Are you kidding?
Where they send things down on drones
No
to
way.
Then they distribute them in vans from there.
That's
so they're like
insane.
flying above the city.
I'm looking at a picture of a Prime airplane.
Yeah.
Wow.
A cargo plane.
Yeah.
And
I've
so
seen those at the
what they're
airport.
saying in this story, it was from CNBC, that Amazon is now doing more than half of their shipping through their own service. So this
bless these
Amazon
guys.
logistics, that's going to lower shipping prices right
Big
there.
time.
And that's what I was thinking when you were saying that they're cutting off FedEx ground. Maybe they're getting ready to say, hey, look, if you want to ship your products out, you got to use Amazon now. Maybe that's what it's coming to.
I think this was about quality of Prime. And they said FedEx Ground isn't doing
too
it.
slow.
It's not doing it anymore.
You can't trust it. It's not their own company.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I think this is step one to where eventually they're going to say, okay, yeah, you could use FedEx. Okay, sure, we'll let you use FedEx 2-day, and that costs this amount, but now you can use Amazon Prime, and we'll only charge you this amount.
Well, great. They get the job done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to drive down the cost like orders of magnitude.
And they were talking. One of our callers was saying they've got 1-day shipping and a lot of same-day shipping.
Same-day shipping
in a lot of
in San
cities.
Francisco. Amazon Fresh. You can get same-day groceries
from
like,
Whole Foods.
Yeah, like fresh green things.
Yeah.
Delivered right
Incredible.
to you. You can get water bottles.
Yeah.
Like
incredible. So that was it. Pretty much the story. That's the news.
Yeah, that was the
Good.
news.
All right.
There's
an Amazon blimp.
Amazon blimp. This could,
now, is that
could
real?
Be fake.
Okay.
Yeah, but
for now, it's fake.
I think
Coming soon.
I've read a lot of. I think it's happening.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so you can bring up whatever you want here, whether you want to talk about the future of product delivery or whatever's on your mind. And I know you don't want to talk about this, Derek.
I
J.
do. I do want to talk about it. Yeah, because I probably won't be able to talk about it at Christmas.
Okay. Because this, to me,
my
it's
family's
like,
asked me to shut up about it.
This bugs me.
Yeah, me
my
too.
My family doesn't want to talk about this, but my sister wants us to all. It's got to be a thing.
I got a text message from Steven's sister before we went to, what was it, a family vacation this summer.
I must be gendered correctly.
I have talked with our grandparents about this, and this time I won't let it stand. Every time I'm misgendered, I'm gonna correct you, and it's gonna be awkward. And we're just going to plow through it until y'all get it right. And
well, it's okay.
I think I've got it right,
stop
actually.
using pronouns altogether.
I think I've got it right. I know what reality is, and I know what people's genders are, and I'm going to be honest about it. And I'm not joining you in your delusion.
So Derek's sister got all mad and is
man.
now not purportedly threatening to not attend Christmas.
Hold on.
I have
So
a
both of your
16-year-old
sisters?
sister. No, they're twins. I have one 16-year-old sister who wants to be a boy. And wants to change her name and is going through conversion therapy with like a psychologist who's like walking her through the steps of changing into a boy or pretending to be. And she cut her haircut like a boy's haircut and all that, and wants to go by a boy name. And my dad, her mom's a pastor, so this is like a little bit of a stretch for their family. But my dad is like really live and let live, supportive. Like, all right, you want to change your name? Go for it.
Whatever.
You want to go to a different school and start over and be someone else? You can do that.
Yeah.
He's got a house in another place, so you could just go to a different school and like. But
can you really expect other people to call you by the pronouns that you want?
Apparently.
No, I don't think
you
so.
should.
I don't think.
Do you remember that
It's asking too much.
they made a law about this, or really tried to make a law in Canada?
Oh, really? I wouldn't surprise me.
You're not allowed. You have to say the right word.
Right, misgendering's a crime.
Yeah, actual crime.
Oh my God!
In Canada,
ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, it's just not how words are supposed to change. Like,
words
it should be
can
organic.
change
Yes, when it's
over
organic. When people just start using a word in a certain way, things change.
Well, that's what Merriam-Webster is going to argue has happened with the word they.
It absolutely has not happened that way. It's been people who are ferocious about, I want to be called this. Okay, well, yelling doesn't make it so.
Well, let's get into this, because Merriam-Webster has started these conversations.
They must have a reason.
By naming this they. It's 2019 Word of the Year. We'll get into it coming up here, and you can share your thoughts with us. It's Free Talk Live. Have you heard of LibertyCon? LibertyCon is not only a convention with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO and co-founder John Mackey and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith, but it's also unique because you get a chance to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations, one-on-one for the purpose of career advancement, business, and internship opportunities. April 3rd through 5th in Washington, D.C. You can learn more by visiting libertycon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. That's libertycon.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynavite.
Pick up 2 bottles of Super Mega Fish Oil.
Get the third bottle free. Packed with omega-3, DHA, and EPA fatty acids.
Super Mega is great for your dog's immune system, healthy skin, and soft, shiny fur.
Dogs love it. Try Super Omega Fish Oil.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynavite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
Laugh it up. 855, 453. Now you got to tell what you're laughing about because it's rude.
I made a rainbow.
Derek drew a rainbow on his phone with his stylus.
Yeah.
He's pretty gay.
Yep.
No, I'm not.
True.
I'm not that gay. I just drew a
He
rainbow.
likes rainbow. He likes colors. Actually,
everybody likes rainbows.
No. Here's the thing.
Everybody.
Derek has this thing from the Bible. Okay.
Yeah.
From one of his heroes.
That's where the Bible came. That's where
he was raised in
rainbow
a very
came.
biblical family.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's about colors and wearing colors, and that it will make you happy, and you should wear colors.
Yeah. King Solomon says
Solomon. The wise.
In Ecclesiastes. Like, everyone knows about King Solomon the wise. He was the wisest guy ever. He's like synonymous with wisdom. But he wrote a whole book, and it's in the Bible. You can just read all his wisdom if you want to.
There's also Joseph in the Coat of Many Colors
yes.
as well.
Yeah. You saw that one?
I played him in a play when I was a kid.
In the Technicolor Dreamcoat?
Oh, you were probably great at that.
No, it wasn't that, but it was something like that. It was some version of that. We got to talk about this they thing because Merriam-Webster, the dictionary company, has made a pronouncement. And I guess they do a word of the year every year.
Sure.
And I've got their press release or whatever you want to call it, their blog or their explanation for this. And I'm just going to go ahead and read it and we can get into it here. So they say our word of the year for 2019 is they. It reflects a surprising fact. Even a basic term, a personal pronoun, can rise to the top of our data. Although our lookups are often driven by events in the news, the dictionary is also a primary resource for information about language itself, and the shifting use of they has been the subject of increasing study and commentary in recent years. Lookups for they increased by 313% in 2019 over the previous year. English famously lacks a gender-neutral singular pronoun to correspond neatly with singular pronouns like everyone or someone, and as a consequence... As a consequence, they has been used for this purpose for over 600 years. More recently, though, they has also been used to refer to one person whose gender identity is non-binary.
No, it hasn't. Some people wish it had, but it hasn't actually. No one's actually using they for a singular.
This is ridiculous. That I know people in the dozens who all do that all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
use it in a sentence.
They just arrived.
They said, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And people, I noticed it when I was in school, like, 20 years ago or whatever, that people, when they were referring to another human being, would use the word they.
Yeah.
And I never understood why, because why not just say he or she or that person or whatever? I guess you could argue that they is shorter than that person.
Because there's no reason to inject gender into any situation almost. Like, if you're just referring to a person, there's no reason to have two, and then you got to keep track of this.
Which one's which?
It's ridiculous.
Well, that's true. I do that. I'll be like, oh, I was talking to the store owner over there, and they were saying that this or that. So yeah, that does happen. That's common use.
Yeah, and look, and I know
what I object to is when people are like, you have to use they for me, and it's like, no,
I don't.
Yeah, but do you want to know where they're coming from?
Yes.
I'll tell you from the experience of my own sister. She was often misgendered as a child. People thought she was a boy because she was a tomboy.
Tomboy. Did you have a short haircut?
Short haircut, played basketball with the boys because the girls weren't good enough and stuff. And felt really ashamed and embarrassed by the confusion. Like it was really, really embarrassing, and it happened over and over for like a decade. And then also she was really upset that she didn't have the same rights. Can't go topless. Was really upsetting to her later on. And actually had her breasts removed.
Yeah.
So
wow, that's drastic.
Yeah, but now
goes topless now.
Now goes topless, loves it.
Huh.
Can be out anywhere topless. Like before, it would, say 1 year before, she would go topless, and my whole family would be like, "Oh, you can't do that!" And I'm topless. We're at the lake. We're at a swimming hole, and other people are like, "Oh no!" And so can't be free. And then because of this gender thing, which doesn't make much sense. It's just. It doesn't belong in a lot of ways in our society, and it shouldn't be just this normal thing that we use all the time when some women don't have as many rights as men, and it goes both ways, I guess. But once her breasts were removed, then she can go topless and people don't care.
So she still has nipples.
Yes.
Yeah. So they just removed all the
mammary glands.
Yeah.
My sister wants this too. She tapes her chest so that she looks more like a boy.
Well, she also believes strongly that she gets way more respect in an engineering environment of being perceived as a man, and in the science world in general.
So then presumably she would, or that person, she would.
She's a girl.
Does she want to be called he though, or him?
Yes, she insists on it.
Not they. She's not looking for
no,
they.
They is completely acceptable. They is the neutral. They is really just the middle ground where we don't want to say we don't want to say the wrong thing in their mind, but we also don't want to say the wrong thing in reality. And they is just it appeases. It's correct. If you're actually,
it just feels so weird.
I don't think it feels that weird. But if you actually want to say the gender for a reason, then it makes more sense to use a gender pronoun. But otherwise,
because when I think of they, I think of a group of people, right? I think of they, a group. But apparently, it's not necessarily a group anymore. It's a single person. And just for me, that just seems so bizarre.
I think it's incorrect.
You think what's incorrect?
That the correct way to speak in English is to use he or her when referring to a single person.
He or she.
He or she.
Him or her.
Right. Yeah. Or he walked in the room, not they walked in the room when it's only one person.
You don't get to decide. See, there's all these people.
Yeah, you do.
I get to decide what comes out of my mouth.
Well, you don't get to decide what is correct English.
This is the tricky part about English.
If people want a gender neutral that they can refer to everyone, then they've invented that and they're using it. And also, you were admitting just the other day that the use of they is hundreds of years old, and it goes back.
That's what they say here.
Yeah.
Over 600 years. But that was in reference to just sort of generically talking about somebody, not about a specific person when referring to their actions, which they're saying here that more recently they has been used to refer to one person whose gender identity is non-binary, a sense that is increasingly common in published edited text as well as social media and in daily personal interactions between English speakers. There's no doubt that its use is established in the English language, which is why it was added to the Merriam-Webster dictionary this past September. And there's a little bit more that they have to say about it, so we can continue here. If you want to weigh in, you're welcome to join us. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. And, you know, it's hard to accept change in a lot of cases.
He just doesn't like it. He just doesn't like that there's all these people who want to speak this way.
There's more on the way here. You can bring up what you want.
He doesn't even believe it, though.
It feels weird. There's more coming up. It's Free Talk Live.
Nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
You know, I've always been high energy, you know, just going. And I turned 40 last November, and I was tired all the time. Now, taking the balance of nature, I just feel good. You know, I have energy when I get home to still wrestle with my kids and do the honeydews at home. Nice. I can tell that it just restored me to feeling normal, which is great.
Experience the balance of nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we'll take off an additional $25 on your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FTL.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agrishosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agris Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agrishosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agrishosting.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We're talking about, believe it or not, Merriam-Webster's 2019 word of the year is they.
That seems like a good choice. I mean, I understand them, the Merriam-Webster making they the word of the year.
And they're saying it's based on numbers. They're saying this was a tremendous increase, 313% increase over the previous year. We're talking about various aspects of this here. It's Ian with you tonight here.
Derek J.
And Steven Zeiler.
Before we go on with it, though, April 3rd through the 5th, mark your calendar for Washington, D.C. LibertyCon is happening, and it will be a unique Liberty convention featuring over 70 pro-liberty organizations that you can network with for the purpose of maybe career advancement, business, or internship opportunities.
Or sexual
Well,
favors.
maybe. But John Mackey's going to be there, and I don't know if he's going to do you any favors, Stephen, but he's a very successful CEO. You know him
John
from
McAfee's
Whole...
awesome.
No, Mackey.
Oh, John
the
Mackey.
CEO.
Oh, right.
He's awesome
from
in
Whole
his own way.
Foods?
Yeah, the CEO
Oh,
of
yeah,
Whole
I read
Foods.
his book. He's going to be there at
He's going to
LibertyCon.
be there. He's the keynote speaker there.
Cool.
at
He's pretty
LibertyCon.
handsome.
Conscious capitalism, he'll be talking about that. Vernon Smith won the Nobel Prize in economics. He'll be speaking on alternative markets. Miriam Issa, pop culture expert, political commentary with over 300 million YouTube views. And Nassim Nicholas Taleb, who spent 21 years as a risk taker and before becoming a researcher in philosophical, mathematical, and practical problems with probability. I read his book when I was in jail. It's called The Black Swan.
Cool.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. Somebody sent it to me. And there's still more. Visit libertycon.com for more details on additional speakers and events. And use code FTL. You'll save $10 on your registration. Early bird registration price is good through like the first couple days of January. So you're running out of time if you want to get the $80 price for this convention, which is amazingly affordable for a convention in a place like D.C. Student travel scholarships are available. They want young people to attend this thing, and discount rooms for everyone at the Marriott Marquis. So go and get your registration right now at libertycon.com. Mark your calendar, April 3rd through the 5th. Libertycon.com, code FTL. Saves you $10. So we're going to talk more about they and people being all offended about other people not calling them the pronouns that they want or whatever. And, you know, I'm leaning more towards you on this one, Derek J. It's a little frustrating. It seems pretty silly to me. And I think it kind of stems out of this snowflake kind of mentality that so many people have today. It's like, oh, I'm offended. You didn't call me the thing that I want to be called. And it's like, you know, I used to have long hair when I was a teenager, and I worked at Kmart.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty skinny, right? So like from behind, people thought that I was a woman.
Yeah.
Right. And so I would get, excuse me, miss.
Yeah.
Right. When somebody needed help and working the floor at Kmart.
How did you feel when that happened?
Fine.
Yeah,
it was no big deal. I
know.
turned around. I had a goatee, right? Like I turned around, and so immediately they knew I wasn't a miss as soon as I turned around and answered, whatever their inquiry was. And I didn't take it personally. It wasn't an insult. It was just like, it was understandable.
Yeah, but this is some people's Vietnam. This is their...
man. Yeah, apparently it is.
They are soft.
So just take it easy.
Take it easy.
You know?
I think also it's been magnified by other like psychologists and actual feminists who have been working a lot to create equality in gender. And they may have been really just wrapped up and fooled by a bunch of babies who can't get their feelings hurt. But
that seems to be what this comes from, because I'd be interested in hearing what Aria has to say about this, because we do have a trans person who is a host of this radio show, and I don't have a problem calling Aria she, even though I know that she has a penis between her legs.
Yeah.
Because she's put the effort in to look like a she.
Yeah.
If I look at Aria, I think honestly she does a better job than a lot of women.
Yeah.
Looking like a she. So I don't have a problem with that. True.
I'm totally with you. Yeah,
you're right.
If I can look at a person from a distance and my split second thought is, oh, that's a girl, and I'll say her. The same way as someone looks at you with your long hair and says, oh, excuse me, miss.
But what if you can't tell? What is it?
Well, that is
Doesn't
ultimately
matter.
the question here, right? And this is what we were talking about during the break, is should there be a word for an ambiguous person? And that's ultimately what Merriam-Webster is arguing they should be.
I think there should be a word, though, but I don't know that one exists.
Instead
There
of,
might
hey,
be
miss,
one
or
already.
excuse me, sir, you don't want to say, like, you there.
Are we
Like,
overlooking an existing word for an androgynous person, though?
I don't know. I think Merriam-Webster's arguing that it should be they.
Oh, okay.
And that's, to me, it just feels so strange because they has always, in my mind, been a group, even though so many people have used it to refer to an individual.
How do you use they in like the sir or madam like way, and you're trying to address someone?
Like a formal they?
Yeah, that sounds terrible, right? Excuse me, they. You know?
There has to be their
Yeah.
Vatum. I don't know.
Look, it just doesn't exist, and
Well,
it's
you could
probably
use-
for a reason.
You could use slang, right?
It is definitely for a reason.
This doesn't exist in our language because this is a made-up thing that just started happening about 5 years ago, and it's happening more and more every year, and it's for some weirdo reason that a bunch of people are unhappy with their bodies.
What about slang like, hey, boss? You know, that's not necessarily like...
Boss is good.
That's not necessarily gendered.
Okay,
right?
so wait. Okay.
Dude? I mean, dude can be used for females, I think.
Yeah. But it's...
Hey, dude. I mean, it's pretty
Unless
informal.
they're really uppity, like these people tend to be.
Right.
They would be
Yeah,
about
So
like, dude.
they're just
They
going to
probably
be
wouldn't like
upset
guys
no
either.
matter what you say, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah,
You're
and to
never
me
going to
it-
please these people.
Yeah, and to me, if I'm going to be offended, I'm offended that somebody thinks that I should have to call them the pronoun that they want.
I try to be polite. I want to
Sure.
be respectful. Like when my sister said that she wants to go by Luke, I was like, fine.
Okay, Luke.
I'll call you Luke. I was like, here I am. I'm changing your name in my phone right now. Like, you're Luke. I'll call you Luke. Great. Whatever. People change their names.
Sure, that's
You
fine.
can change your name.
But you won't say to them that they are a male.
She's my sister. I'm not calling her him. Not
Because-
doing it.
She's not a male.
She's not. She's not him. She's her.
And she hasn't persuaded you enough that she should be called a he, like Arya has done the reverse. And
No,
is
his
called a he.
point is it's an acknowledgement that she is a male, which is not true.
Mm-hmm.
So Derek would be a bad brother and a negative influence if he played along with a delusion.
Yeah. Now with Arya, I have referred to Arya as her every single time, and I
What's
think
the
that's
difference?
because I met Arya as a her, and I can just play.
So if you
she's
met
going,
Arya as James, her previous name, when she was living in Mississippi,
then I
you
probably
would feel
wouldn't.
differently.
I probably wouldn't flip. Yeah, I probably wouldn't switch it. But I grew up
There's
with.
definitely an inconsistency
Yeah,
here
that's definitely
within
inconsistent.
Derek's take on this.
Why?
I mean, I guess it's consistently inconsistent.
What do you
but
mean? I knew my sister as a girl. I'm sticking
Yeah.
with it.
But-
I know
but you-
Arya
but-
as a girl. I'm sticking with
Yeah,
it.
but
I'm consistent.
No,
Does
you're
she-
not, because you're saying that they can't change.
Yeah.
You're not saying
You're not acknowledging that.
I go with whatever it is when I met them. This is actually baloney. And you're saying like, oh, I respect Arya, and I will do Arya.
No,
'cause-
maybe I don't respect Arya. That's the thing. It's like if you're a stranger to me, why should I have some conflict and cause a problem to be like, well, I'm not going to acknowledge that because that's not real. But with my sister, I care. I care a lot about my sister. So I'm going to be like, hey, you're making a mistake here. You are pretending something you're not. Now with Arya, I don't really know her. I don't really care.
But
I mean,
for
I
these
like her
people-
enough, but
for these people,
these people,
people who want to be referred to as they.
They do seem to care a lot about it, right? I mean, in Arya's
That's
case,
the worst part.
She puts on makeup every day. She's got nice hair. She's put effort in. She wears girls' clothing. Does your sister, Luke?
Yeah.
You said she tapes up her breasts?
Yeah.
Does
wears
she
a
put
boy haircut?
Does she wear
and
men's
tries to
clothing?
tries to talk deep and stuff. She's really going for it.
She's putting in the effort. I mean, there was this story that Arya brought in about this really butch.
She is putting in the effort. She's not a Superman.
We got more to come up here about this. If you want to share your comments, you can. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. 855-450-3733. You can take control of the airwaves and bring up whatever it is that you want. And that's another word you can use. You say, hey, you. Hey, you.
Doesn't seem very polite.
Like, hey, you. That's not. I'm not going to say that.
Right. What's the polite one? We haven't figured out the polite
Maybe
word
it's a
yet.
Cat.
More
I'll
coming
say
up.
it.
Do the letters IRS give you anxiety? I'm Dan Pilla. I've defended people from the IRS for more than 40 years. My book, How to Get Tax Amnesty, created the tax resolution industry and is responsible for helping hundreds of thousands of people. It can help you too. If you're a non-filer or facing IRS enforcement right now, your case is unique. You need real help, not cookie-cutter advice. My clients get my personal attention. Buy my book at danpilla.com and get a free consultation directly with me. That's danpilla.com. Let's start solving your tax problem right now.
Message and data rates may apply. Individual results may vary. Exclusions apply.
But hey, I'm buying a huge flat screen TV so I can finally see it without my glasses.
Why not just get LASIK at the LASIK Vision Institute? That's what I'm doing.
My glasses and contacts are a pain. I'd love to finally get rid of these, but who can afford LASIK?
You can. Because the LASIK Vision Institute is offering dramatically low prices and an absolutely free consultation. Just text DO11 to 350350. The LASIK Vision Institute has already performed over 1 million procedures. They use the latest FDA-approved LASIK technology that helps the majority of patients achieve 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. Better vision, better value. The LASIK Vision Institute. Make this the year you finally get LASIK. For a free consultation plus an extra 20% discount, text DO11 to 350350. You'll see for free if LASIK is right for you. That's DO11 to 350350.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Mineral Doctor. You've heard me talk about 90 for Life for years. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 fatty acids. You may not know this, that I've actually designed Arthrodex for animals. That's right. Your pets need 90 for Life too. Get this essential pet product by calling 877-279-9422. That's 877-279-9422. Again, 877-279-9422.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up what you want here. Our number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms. You may join them. In fact, somebody's waiting there right now. We're going to get to that coming up here. But the Discord rooms are open and available to you over at discord.lrn.fm. Do you have an opinion about they and them as pronouns for people whose gender is questionable? So-called non-binary. Derek, you're pretty skeptical about all this.
I know it's baloney. I'm not skeptical. I'll tell you the truth. We all know the truth. Everyone's just too kind to say it to these people.
Well, I mean, I'm not too kind. I'm kind of like closer to you on this one. I don't want to just call somebody they or them because they are demanding it. It's like,
Look, I know you got problems. I'm not joining you.
You're not going to contribute to their
No.
their
I'll
problems.
only make it worse. I'll make them think they got a real thing going. Like all these people, they're walling themselves off into this fantasy land.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else knows what's true. We know there's guys and girls and there's nothing in between. Yeah, okay, there's some weird exceptions here and there, medical oddities and whatever, but that's all there is.
So, and Stephen, you've got a sister who has been going in this direction. Is that right?
She's always been a very masculine person.
Mm-hmm. And have you been calling her they or them?
I call them Nate. By
Nate?
their name.
Or Nate.
Nate. Yeah.
Right. Right. Because you're not referring to them outside of.
When I refer to them
and there we are. We're using them, right?
When I refer to them in conversation, I use a pronoun that's gendered, I will say she.
She, okay.
But sometimes they'll say he, and I just don't care. Like I actually I started saying she for guys and he for girls sometimes. I just don't care. Like
yeah, and I don't care what you call me. That's what I said. We had the ACLU came to town. They were doing a series of like local meetings in towns in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And this was several months back. Our co-host Nobody and I went to this meeting. I like the ACLU. I support the New Hampshire ACLU specifically. I don't give to the national ACLU, but I do give to the New Hampshire ACLU. They do a lot of good work for civil liberties, and most of it's privacy and freedom of speech and stuff like that. But they do have like kind of a transgender wing, basically. And so at this meeting, they went around the circle of attendees. So there was like the coordinator guy who came to do the meeting, and then there was maybe 8 or 9 people that were there. And so there was like the younger crowd from the college. They seemed like they'd come from the college. And then there was me, and there was Nobody, our co-host, and then there was maybe another gentleman and somebody else that were maybe in their 30s or 40s, right? So as they went around the table, they said, introduce yourself, and where are you from, and what are your pronouns?
Oh, please.
And so the college kids, of course, had their pronouns that they said or whatever. And when it came to our co-host Nobody, he didn't really seem to know how to quite handle it, and I forget exactly what he said, but when I came up to it, I'm like, yeah, I'm Ian Freeman, I'm from here in Keene, and I don't care what you call me, because I don't take offense. Like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And then the next guy in line, he didn't really care either, and so we kind of threw a wrench into this whole, like, pronoun thing by not going along with this thing.
It is so stupid.
Yeah. So let's go to Mike. He's in Gold Bar, Washington, listening to KBKW. Mike, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, you guys, I'll make it brief. Maybe somebody can get in.
Yes, sir.
I go to the VA a lot, and I have no problem with ARIA because I think it takes, pardon the pun, but a lot of balls to dress like a woman. And be proud, and step up because that's what she's doing. At the VA, though, I have only met women that are going through transitional, whatever it's called, never a man. Usually it's a man that kind of dresses like a woman, starts wearing, but only women that are going. And what I have found is once they get started, it ruins their brain. They're suicidal. I really feel bad for them.
Oh, man.
I don't even care. I feel very, very bad because once they get started, it's like you see this emotional, suicidal person. But when you see guys that are wanting to be ARIA, they're just happy and they don't mind. That's
interesting.
That's their thing. but I've never actually met a man at the VA that's being transitioned ever.
Huh.
So I don't know if it's more common for women, but I just think it creates.
I feel like it's more common for men to
emotionally.
go that direction, but then again, maybe it's just been my experience. You know,
Well,
you
I
guys
see them
both.
wearing dresses, but not having their penis removed.
I see what you're saying.
That's what I mean. Where
Yeah.
the women are going through the transitional thing, and it just ruined it. I don't know. It just I've met 3 people, and it's kind of sad in a way.
It's not
because
helping them, is what you're saying. It's actually.
Well, it might
they
just
wanna
be
kill
a
themselves.
symptom of them hating themselves already.
Yeah. Could be.
Like you hate yourself, you don't want to be like
and
yourself,
it
so you want to
probably
change.
is, and it probably is.
Right.
But
You
anyway,
think you can
thank you.
change it.
Have a good night.
Hey, thanks,
Yeah,
Mike, for
you
the
rock.
call.
Great
yeah,
call,
if
man.
you think that you can change how you feel by cutting off your body parts, that's probably not going to be a solution for you.
And when it doesn't
Not
work,
long-term.
it's going to be even more depressing.
Yeah. Let's go to Gene. He's the Christian anarchist. He's on our Discord amp lines. Go ahead, Gene.
Hi, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Welcome, sir.
Hey, you sound great.
Thank you. I wanted to talk about a movie we saw yesterday, and that is the Clint Eastwood movie about Richard Jewell. And
okay.
It you know, and they're really doing poorly at the box office, mainly due to this politically incorrect nonsense. But anyway, the movie was excellent. I thought it was a fantastic movie. If anybody wants to, if people out there hate the government like I do, it's a pretty good movie to go see because you can see exactly how the government is so badly tuned to actually doing anything right. They're great at doing things backwards and upside down, but they're never good at doing things the way they should be done. So this, you know, it's a movie about Richard Jewell, the guy that got blamed. First, he was the hero who found the backpack bomb before it blew up, and then after it blew up, and some people got killed and a lot of people got injured. Then they started thinking, well, actually, he's the guy who did it. And they spent a long time investigating him, and they never did charge him because they couldn't really, you know, there was no evidence that he had anything to do with it. And they eventually caught the real guy. But it's a good movie to show you how they don't care about truth. They don't care about doing things right. They only care about
What's the movie
making
called?
themselves look good. It's called Richard Jewell.
Okay, just the man's name. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
man, that's great.
Thank you for the recommendation.
It's a great movie. And I also recommend the Innocence Project as a charity to give to, because that Innocence Project helps people that have been not only blamed for something but convicted and sent to prison for things they didn't do. And there's so many of them.
That's an awesome project. I saw someone who was released
happen.
recently because of them.
Wow.
After like 10 years.
And it's not a very uncommon occurrence. You know, people say, oh, well, nobody gets convicted. No, a lot of people get convicted. They managed to get hundreds of them convictions reversed, but that's only the ones they managed to help. There's an awful lot of other ones that just go through, do their thing, and then get out. You know, they just, it never gets reversed and never gets even known about. They just go on the rest of their life as a convicted felon or whatever. But it's something that helps you to realize how incompetent these people are that are supposedly looked up to every day. These people that
the government
everybody
goons, you mean.
says, yeah, we got to
Someone looks up to
worship
them?
these people and those people and thank you for your service and all this crap. And they're a bunch of incompetent boobs.
And you're saying this movie? You're saying the movie Richard Jewell shows that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's by Clint Eastwood. I can't wait to see it. Thanks for reminding me.
It's a Clint Eastwood movie.
I gotta go pay them money.
Unfortunately, it's not making money because the woman, the gal who's the reporter in the movie, Clint Eastwood showed her as being a real flirty little woozy who supposedly offered sex to the FBI guy to get information from him. Well, we don't know if that happened or not. The lady died like in a few years back, so she's not here to actually tell her story. But apparently, you know, she was kind of an outgoing kind of a gal, and maybe she did sleep with the guy. We don't know that. That's probably something that maybe
I can't believe
would've been-
that's the reason why people won't go see a movie.
That is apparently the reason.
It is.
Yeah,
It absolutely is.
It's a big scandal. Like the media took it over and said,
Oh
like,
my
you can't go
God.
see this. It would be improper.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. So anyway,
Ridiculous.
that's
Or that's
why
an
they,
excuse.
But the movie's great. I mean,
I'm gonna see it.
Even that part of the movie isn't that offensive. The fact that she, is flirting with this FBI guy and gets some
Gene,
information
thank
out
you
of
for the call tonight. I've definitely appreciated it. And check out anypayinc.com for more of these guys. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Anarchapulco is the world's foremost conference for voluntarist thinkers and activists, held in beautiful Acapulco, Mexico. Share ideas on how to live free and escape the clutches of the state. Their unparalleled lineup of speakers will discuss entrepreneurship, investments, politics, philosophy, health, sustainability, lifestyles, and personal relationships. Stay in a world-class resort and enjoy the sun and beaches. February the 13th through the 16th, visit anarchapulco.com for early bird pricing and 10% off with coupon code FTL.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
The latest episode of Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock is next after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,476, silver at $16.94, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,236. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, drug recognition experts are arresting innocent sober people for DUI at an alarming rate, all based on a hunch. According to ABC 15 Arizona, stone-cold sober drivers in Phoenix, Arizona are getting DUIs and have to spend thousands of dollars proving their innocence. It seems the source of the misunderstandings and illegitimate arrests come from drug recognition experts. Those are cops with badges and fancy titles who claim they can look at a motorist and on observation alone determine if someone is impaired. Activists post reports that testimony from DREs often holds up in court without so much as a failed breathalyzer or a dirty toxicology report showing alcohol and drugs in someone's system. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Oakland City Council President Rebecca Kaplan recently suggested a plan to house up to 1,000 people from the city's homeless population on a cruise ship. But officials with the Port of Oakland have disputed the proposal, calling it untenable. The Mind Unleashed reports that during a recent meeting, Kaplan told members of the city council that she has already been in contact with cruise ship companies about the possibility of using their vessels for emergency housing for the city's homeless. Kaplan suggested that the ship could work similarly to the Queen Mary in Long Beach, a large old ship that is now docked in the harbor, acting as a hotel for tourists and other visitors to the area. Many members of the council are on board with the proposal, but it would need to be approved by the Port of Oakland, and they seem reluctant to allow such a cruise ship to dock in their port for an extended period of time. Mike Zampa, a spokesman for the port, told the Chronicle that Oakland's port was designed for cargo ships, not cruise ships. Oakland has seen a huge spike in homelessness over the past 2 years, with the number of people on the street rising from 1,902 to 3,210. For years, professional athletes have been subjected to drug tests that screen for cannabis. The Major League Baseball organization has now announced their new drug testing policies and associated penalties. Until now, the MLB was one of the few major sporting leagues that did not test its players for recreational drugs. While they did have an official list of banned substances for many years, they only actually tested their players for performance-enhancing drugs. The Mind Unleashed reports that's all going to change this year when they begin to test their players for cocaine and opiates. However, the league says that cannabis will be removed from their list of banned drugs and will be considered a recreational substance like alcohol. One ironic twist is that synthetic cannabis compounds will be screened for and treated as an abusive substance, as such chemicals have been known to be very harmful. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Saying that a few images of displaced refugees would probably do the trick, Americans admitted this week that they could probably be talked into another war. Citizens nationwide told reporters that if they were to see a blurry satellite image of potential nuclear weapons or footage of an evil militant group, they could easily see themselves getting on board with another major military effort.
I'm not saying I'd be gung-ho about it right away, but if they called it something like a concentrated military operation or something other than war at first, I could see myself warming up to the idea. Honestly, just hearing a top official on TV say something like patriotic duty might clinch it.
And in this week's op-ed pages, an area man finds it's just his luck to lose thousands at the blackjack tables every night for the past few weeks. In other news, a senator tries submitting a rejected bill to the Canadian Parliament. What mom would have wanted is evolving over the course of funeral planning. And a new report finds you're actually saving money with a Franklin Skate Center roller rink membership.
This is the Onion News Network.
And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Today, let us make them remember. We are not afraid! Yeah!
Unafeared here and declare your independence from me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona, from the BEA Default Studios of FreedomsPhoenix.com. That was pretty good for being gone all last week. I got a bunch of stuff to get you all caught up and done and everything. But first, we're going to be talking to Mr. Bob Murphy. Now, tomorrow we got Paul Rosenberg on. That's going to be very interesting. The Trump Report coming in the second and third hour today with Dr. Frank Tambury. And this Friday we got Jacob Hornberger coming on. He's going to tell us all about what's up. So that'll be, I think he's running for Presidente for the Libertarian nomination. That's going to be interesting. Dr. Shiva Aryan, the real Indian that didn't quite beat the fake Indian, Elizabeth Warren. Now, he's, having something to say about vaccines, man. Oh, you're a doctor and say something about vaccines. They don't like you none too much. So that's going to be very interesting. We got a lot of news to get caught up on. But first, Mr. Bob Murphy. Now, Bob Murphy, let me give you a little bio on Bob. Robert P. Murphy is a senior fellow with the Mises Institute. He is the author of many books. His latest is Contra Krugman, Smashing the Errors of America's Most Famous Keynesian. Need we go any further? His other works include Chaos Theory, Lessons for the Young Economist, and a bunch of books, man. Bob been busy. Well, Mr. Murphy, let's just say good morning. How are you?
Doing great, Ernie. How are you doing?
It's sad that we can be satisfied with all the bad guys getting outed. I mean, it's just out for everybody to see. And I'm glad that the Mises Institute, I got to give you my, little warm fuzzy for Mises. During the Levolution, during the 07, 08 campaign for Dr. Paul, and then, of course, again in 12, but certainly in the beginning of this Levolution thing that hit, I saw so many kids that were with Kindles you were there, at Pork Fest. You see these guys sitting around under the trees, their Kindles reading Mises. And I'm going, wow, okay, so they're getting educated. They were motivated. What up with that? Why are they these young guys gravitate towards the Mises Institute and the material that's there? Explain that for me.
Sure. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I was a bit surprised myself at the popularity of it. And I've said this before. I thought Ron Paul was making a strategic mistake by focusing on the Fed so much, because I thought, to get young people fired up, just talk about legalizing drugs and bringing the troops home, which, those are planks in his message too, and were popular. But yeah, people chant the end the Fed. So yeah, that kind of surprised me as well, because I used to teach monetary policy in college classrooms. Kids wanted to jump out the window; they weren't getting fired up by it. So I mean, Lou Rockwell said this once at the Mises. He said something along the lines of, "Well, because when Austrians explain to people what the Fed's doing, they realize they're getting ripped off, and that's very interesting. People want to know, wait, I'm getting ripped off. So I think that's part of it, and also him connecting it to the warfare state, like to realize this isn't just a matter of, it causes business cycles, but like this is how they pay for the war machine. So I think that's part. And so and also just the Mises Institute had all these things up there, just the PDFs you could grab, and it was really accessible. So I think that stuff was there for years. It just had kind of like ideological following, and then all of a sudden when Ron Paul made it really big, it was just sitting there waiting to go. So
I remember he's on Jay Leno, and he wanted to make sure he got to say the words Austrian economics. He did that, on a regular basis to make people, what's that? I don't know. I think you should go find out, So
right.
That worked out.
That was a good one.
Yeah, well, he wanted people to understand they're being taxed like crazy, called inflation, and who got it first and how. And this is the one thing, I've been involved in politics for decades, and the Federal Reserve, it's always interesting as a young man to find out that federal's not federal and it's not reserve and it's not. I think they're lying to me, So when you go and you start to understand what's happening, it starts to make sense on so many levels, a lot of things. And I think that's what he brought to the understanding of what the Federal Reserve was. And it didn't take long for them, audit the Fed and all this kind of stuff, and end the Fed. And I'm just like, ignore the Fed. We need to get to where we can ignore it. Well, it's 09. after the election cycle, here comes Bitcoin, right when we were pushing silver and so on. And you started to understand why and who was so upset about having competitive currencies. And I'm wondering, from your perspective, competition in currencies, is that a thing?
Sure. So I don't know if this is answering your question, but for me, the great thing about Bitcoin, I mean, besides the possible other attributes that it has, but the reason Bitcoin was so great is it did the same thing for money that Uber did for like licensing cab drivers, right? That libertarians for decades could use cab medallions as an example of a government regulation that, restricts quality, raises prices, but people's eyes glaze over. But once they had Uber, and then, lobby associations were trying to get Uber out of a city, normal people knew this isn't for our safety. This is because the cabbies, they're having their turf cut into. And so likewise with Bitcoin, I mean, Austrian libertarians were talking about privately competing currencies and get the government out of money, but normal people, that just wasn't a reality. But then they see Bitcoin, they could see with their own eyes, oh yeah, this works, and this isn't from the government. And so now all of a sudden, oh yeah, so why do we need a government and money? So to me, it's when you see real world examples like that people can see are working, then that does a lot more than an abstract essay does.
Do you remember a John Stossel episode? He did a thing on guys giving van rides in Manhattan. It was like they were just private taxis. They just pull up and you get in the van and you give them a couple of bucks or something. I remember him doing that and the city freaking out. And I just, as a young man, would think we're driving to work or it's congested or I'm in rush hour traffic or you're going downtown and you'd see all these people at a bus stop and I go, why wouldn't I just take a van and pull up there and, who wants to give a couple bucks, get in, pay for my gas going to work? I mean, why is this such a big deal? And then you find out, it's government kind of thing. And I'm just really not seeing that they're going to keep up the charade, the charade any longer. And what do you think is going to tip it? The Federal Reserve, you didn't anticipate that being an issue. What do you think the next, oh my goodness, issues that we need to have explained or that people get riled up about?
I mean, I think there's a big economic crash that's going to come at some point.
Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to do is just to show people, ahead of time so that when it happens, if it happens, but I think it is, that, it doesn't, when people reflexively try to blame that on the free market or like, oh, Trump's tax cuts, there you go, that they would have already had what I think is the better narrative in place. So that's the one I'm trying to get in place.
Well, what is the narrative? It's going to go. I'll tell you, this is how much. All right, we got 40 seconds for the break. Let me do this real quick. Donna and I are so convinced that we've decided in the last week or so, it looks like we're going to go ahead and pack up everything, put it in storage containers by April, May, around in there, and we're going to hit the road again. We just take a year off. It's like Reagan had to go like a chainsaw and cut wood or something for a while, kind of thing. And that's what we're doing in support of freedom. We're going to be doing a project and traveling around the country and take the show on the road and all that kind of stuff. But it's one, I think it's time, and it gives us time, and we'll be mobile and ready when this crash hits, that we can kind of, take care of business. That's how confident we are it's coming. And I'm going, we'll talk about it.
The overall picture in the real estate market today is one of frustration when you take many factors into consideration. The housing market pundits would have you believe that everything is okay, but the long-term trending on the real estate numbers say otherwise. You are starting to see another wave of commercial and retail center vacancies, which follows a downturn in the residential market. So when you are ready to sell your house, I can help. This is Donna Hancock with Silver Alliance Realty in Phoenix, Arizona, and I can take some of the guesswork out of the home selling process, providing you with market trends in your area and detailing what you can expect before, during, and after the transaction. Being in the real estate business for almost 20 years now has afforded me knowledge of the market, networking with industry specialists along the way. And that includes professionals that can help after the sale to help protect your assets. So let's get moving today. Please feel free to call or message me at 602-828-1819. That's 602-828-1819. Or visit my webpage at donnahancock.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
I'm crazy about My Magic Mud. This is the most important oral care product created this millennium, and I'm not kidding. We all have different opinions on politics and issues, but we all have mouths. And I want yours to be as clean as possible, with teeth as bright as they were meant to be. I will never be without My Magic Mud. It's a little surprising, but man, does it work. If you only listen to one thing I say ever, go to mymagicmud.com and get 20% off with code FTL. mymagicmud.com, code FTL.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Email is easy, instant, and free, and that can be real embarrassing. Email lacks the eye contact and body language you get in face-to-face conversation, or the tone of voice and other nuance you hear in a telephone conversation. Email is just words, often few words. We're all smothering in spam, so we often reply in terse fashion that's easy to misunderstand. And email doesn't cost you a postage stamp, and it lacks the deliberation time it'd take to walk to the snail mail box. So it's easy to succumb to the "oh yeah" stimulus response trap. When in doubt, don't snap back